Well, good evening and welcome. Let's see how this goes. Live from, I have to remember where we're at. We're in Houston, Texas. Emerald Bowl. This is the season finale of the NDO Summer Series of King of the Hills. Over 110 plus players in here, the final number. Shooing up here all across Emerald Bowl, and over $1,000 guaranteed online for first place. To qualify, you either had to win an event sometime this summer and all the different King of the Hills ahead, or bowl at least 4. And this is the season finale. We got some good bowlers here on our starting pairs. We got Christine Gill on our left. She starts with the front 3 on the PWBA tour. Over here, Jacob Butch. There's Brian Viator coming off the lanes, local legend. And Jake Butcher coming up right there. We all know about Jacob, the year he's having. He wins everything. He'd win a staring contest with the Mona Lisa. That's how good he is right now. Sport pattern. Didn't hear exactly what the pattern was put out there today. Not super hard, but not super easy either. And hopefully I'll see a roster here in a little bit, and we'll let you know who's all competing out here on the lanes this evening. And hopefully we got this buffering figured out. Internet signal's been up and down. I lowered the bit rate. Your picture's not going to look quite as clear, but hopefully it stays connected and no buffering. So thanks for joining us tonight. A Thursday night here, a little bonus Thursday bowling in Houston. A long weekend of live streaming. We've got the NDO event here, King of the Hill finale today. We've got an event on Monday over at Armadillo 2. Quite a wide variety of styles and skill levels here at the NDO events. Omar and the crew have done a great job through the years. Oh, geez. I've been coming down here for at least 5 years for different NDO events. I've been around longer than that, but Omar and the crew do a great job of getting players out here and getting them experience on tougher patterns and different types of formats, and, you know, making them better players in the long run. Here's Christine Gill. Front 4. Can't kick the 10 out. And there's Jacob. Run 5. standard eliminator format in the King of the Hill. I believe. Let me double check that. I don't want to give you bad information. So I believe it's just a 3-2-1. 3 games, cut the field in half. 2 games, cut the field in half again, and then we'll run for the cash. See if I can find the flyer. So good evening, everybody out there. Again, we're working on the buffering. It's on my end, more than likely not yours. It's just the internet signal here. Doing the best we can, but we're at the mercy of the internet gods, I guess it is. Alvin Underwood, as far as I know, we'll be back in New Mexico if and when it ever happens, hopefully sooner than later. Let's get bowling going everywhere possible. Michigan's back in business, it sounds like. California needs to get open. A few other states, New Mexico, obviously one of them. Even if you're not in those states, you can help out by getting hold of your Congress people or the ones in those states and say, hey, let them bowl. All right, King of the Hill summer finale. Yeah, bowl 3 games cut field in the half. Well, 1 game cut in half, then 1 more. So 5 game totals. And pins drop after each round. So it's kind of a little 3-1-1 shootout. So we've gone over all the pleasantries, let you know what the format is. I don't know what the pattern is, but it's just some medium scoring pattern, I'm sure. But there's some solid players here. We're going to see some big numbers. And this is an NDO event sponsored by Hammer Bowling. We have the Brands of Brunswick Central Region Product Specialist Mike Dole here with us this evening. Welcome, Mike, and thanks for sponsoring this event. Is Hammer and the brands of Ebonite and now the Brands of Brunswick have been a long-time sponsor of NDO, so we appreciate that. Glad you can make it down.
No, it's awesome. I'm glad to be here. I was hoping to get to bowl and compete because I get to see all these, living up in Michigan, I get to see all these events, and I want to bowl since we haven't had centers open since March. So.
But maybe next week is what I heard.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, that's what the rumor is. So thank goodness there. But no, I'm glad to be here. And like I said, Omar runs a great event. And I'm glad I can come down and support it and watch some good bowling tonight.
And normally you could bowl the events, but this is like, kind of like an invitational. You have to bowl at least 4 of these King of the Hills throughout the summer,
or you have to win
one of them, and you don't qualify. So.
Nope, I don't qualify. I asked if I get a special seed because we sponsor the event.
You should have pulled a sponsor's exemption. I mean,
they do it on the PBA. Why we can't do it for NDO?
I'm with you. I agree.
Yeah.
I agree. I'll bid $20 for you right now, and I'll take it. Let's go. Let's do it.
I think we're good then.
Yeah. Then you would let Greg Thompson in too?
I think no. He strikes too much.
Yeah.
He's too big.
So a lot of players in the building and in town, as I mentioned, Longview doubles. It's a big weekend of bowling all across Texas.
Oh, it's unbelievable.
There's 3 or 4. There's 4 events in Houston. There's 2 or 3 in Dallas. Of course, the big one in East Texas and Longview.
Yep.
And there's a bunch of other little events scattered throughout the state. So a ton of bowling in Texas this weekend, and a lot of great players making their way to a lot of these centers. There's Christine Gill.
Yep.
Still got 270 out there. No. Oh,
nope,
she opened in the 5th. I'm sorry.
I showed up to watch, and I black clouded her.
Nice job. Nice job.
So, no, it's a great weekend, and like I said, it's awesome being the product specialist for Texas because, events like Longview and events like this, I can get half the state of Pro Shop guys in the same building at the same time. It's like having a seminar.
Yeah, that makes it easier because trying to cover half the state would take you a couple weeks.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. And it's just nice because you get them in an environment, and it's not like I said, the seminars sometimes get a little boring, and it's nice that we can get out and talk and see everybody a little bit. It's just But Brian Viator with a strike on lane 6. He's one of
He's a machine.
It's crazy. I got all these staffers now. My staff grew by quite a bit last November. Yeah, it's almost been a
Good
year.
luck trying to remember him.
It's almost been a year already. It's unbelievable.
Yeah, you're right. It has almost been a year since the merger.
Yep. So, but no, yeah, it's a great weekend for bowling. Like I said, it's I've come to Longview now probably 7 or 8 years in a row, and and now all these other events are getting added to the weekend because it just makes sense. All these bowlers are in town. You might as well just get them to let them bowl.
Give them something to bowl, and they'll do it.
Absolutely.
So I was explaining to people a couple years ago, I don't think unless you've been in Texas a lot, and I live here now, people that have never been to Texas don't understand how big it is.
Oh, it's huge.
So I can tell you, when I used to drive to Dallas from the middle of Michigan to Dallas, 17 hours. Okay. If you drive from Longview to El Paso, it's 17 hours.
Yep.
Well, that's doing 85 and 90 miles an hour most of the way because there's just nothing there.
Oh, absolutely, yeah.
It's ridiculous how big the state is. Absolutely ridiculous.
It's over an hour from one side of Houston to the other.
Oh, easy, yeah.
I mean,
yeah, that's with no traffic.
That's with no traffic.
Yeah, that's with no traffic.
I mean, I grew up north of Chicago, and I mean, you can get from the side of Chicago in 25 minutes. But Texas is just huge. I mean, that's, it's just the amount of time between travel and going to places. I mean, it's just such a big state, and they love bowling.
No doubt about it. There's plenty of it.
Absolutely.
So do you know what the pattern is? Did you look?
I did not look. I was in visiting Mike Austin in the pro shop when they were announcing everything, and while the Calcutta was going off, or the auction or whatever they call it down here. So. Yeah, no, I don't know what the pattern is. I know he normally puts them. He likes to do recreational patterns.
Yeah,
so
they're not hard, not soft, but kind of
right.
middle range.
Yeah, because people like strikes.
The leader after 3 is going to shoot 740s or so.
And they're going to earn it. They're going to earn all the bracket money, and they're going to earn, and which is a cool thing here in his events where the pins kind of drop, where it's good for some people, it's bad for the people that bowled really well,
But it gives more people. If you watch throughout the summer the names that have won these events, it's people we don't know, which is a good thing.
Absolutely.
Right? It gives everybody a chance to win. A 3-2-1 user. This is a 3-1-1 today.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, make that first cut and have a couple good games, and you're gonna make some money.
Well, it's crazy because you look at the winners, and there's guys like Jacob Buttriff, and the guys from Texas that that are really good players.
Maldonado, Parker Capra.
Yeah, and then you just see the other guys that you don't know, which is awesome because the event gives them that possibility. Because obviously we know from all the other events, the more games, the better bowlers usually rise to the top. Where with kind of shootout formats like this, it gives a chance to some of the players to get lined in.
But it gives an experience to your lesser players, and gets rid of that fear factor.
Yep, you're bowling with better players. You're always going to get better the more you bowl with better players. I mean, I couldn't imagine coming down here and having to bowl regionals with 10 PBA Hall of Famers every time.
See, I always hoped that just watching all the bowling I watched would make me better, but that didn't work.
Didn't? No?
No, not at all. No, I think it made it worse, actually. Yeah.
Maybe.
Yeah, watching doesn't help, so you have to get out there and compete.
Yeah.
Like this guy, Brian Viator.
Man, he throws it good.
And his kids are bowling now, too, really
He's got this two-handed lefty, and he's unbelievable. Yeah, I was pretty happy. Brian came, so I don't. Most people don't. Brian's father works for Brunswick, too. He works on the aftermarket side.
Oh, today?
Yeah.
Still? I didn't realize that.
Yeah, so when I took over the job, he wasn't on staff with us, and I go. It's got to be a family thing. You got to come back, and it took a few months of poking and prodding, but Brian's just a really good guy, and his family's always been great to me since I've been on board, and I just enjoy him and his kids, and it's a good family, and they're a little bunch of bowlers too. They're all bowling,
and they travel.
Yep,
the kids are traveling all over the place to bowl.
Yeah, like he's not bowling Longview because Ethan's bowling the PBA Junior National qualifier in Dallas. So whatever the national tournament is for them.
Yeah,
so.
I saw some of that, but I'm not exactly sure what youth PBA national something is. There's 4 events this weekend in different parts of the country.
Right.
I think one up in Chicago.
Maybe.
No, Milwaukee.
Milwaukee, okay.
Milwaukee's got one. Probably Orlando, I think. Dallas, and then there's one out west.
Where do they have centers open out west?
That's a great question. I don't know. Well, Vegas is open.
Oh yeah,
Utah's open.
Yeah, so it's probably in Vegas.
I think it's in Arizona actually.
Bolero Center probably.
Yeah, Bolero Center in Arizona.
Okay, yeah. There's a lot of Boleros in Arizona area.
And I believe there's going to be some coverage of that on Flow Bowling.
Oh, okay, that's cool.
I heard. I have not seen confirmation, but I heard that
This guy Butch, if he strikes a lot.
Yeah, you know, if he sticks with bowling, he'll be okay.
Shooting these 7 pins though, he's struggled with that in the past, but that's all right when he strikes that much. You throw 10 strikes a game, it's okay.
The first time that I think a lot of the country got to see Jake Buttroff was the New Mexico Open a few years back.
Okay.
And he won it, and he lapped the field by over 20 pins a game.
Oh Jesus!
And that's not an easy pattern ever out there, and it's always a competitive field. And here's this. It took us half the weekend to figure out how to pronounce his name.
Okay, yeah. I can
and then he
believe
goes and wins 10 regionals in the next 12 months, and it's he bowled New Mexico and just hasn't stopped winning since.
Did I see that? Did I see he's like regional 24 now? I think was last weekend. Was it?
It changes every week. So
yeah.
It's in the 20s, yeah, and he's only been bowling for 4 years?
Oh,
I believe.
It's
ridiculous.
Yeah, I mean, you always, the more you bowl, you always watch guys that, you know, when their balls start striking, they're hard to beat. Jacob's almost impossible to beat. When he sees that purple hammer do what he wants it to do, he's nearly impossible. It's been really fun to watch. So we got
24 regional wins in 64 tournaments. So he's winning better than 1 of the 3.
That's unbelievable.
His win ratio is better than the actual cash ratio.
That's unbelievable.
He's won 3 this year.
I thought at one point when he was traveling around a bunch, I thought he was going to try and win Player of the Year in every region.
Oh, yeah, and he could. So let's do some math. So he's bowled 117 PBA events between regional and national, and won 27 of them.
So 20-ish percent?
64 and 53 is 117. So where's our math geniuses out there? He's won 27 of 117. Yeah, so over 20% of the tournaments that he enters, he wins. I mean, that's better than Mike Dole win percentages up in northern Chicago, up at Cherry Lanes and Cherry Bowl there, Rockford.
Yeah, no. I love me some Cherry Bowl and some Don Carter Lanes back home. That's he is.
I'm willing to go on a limb and say that's probably the best win percentage in PBA history right now.
I would.
Belmonte's got a bunch of wins, but not that percentage.
Belmont might have that percentage in majors, though. That's the sick thing.
Yeah.
Well,
he's not over 20%, though.
I saw a comparison about him in majors because somebody did an article about. I think it was
Jake Boris wrote the article.
Right.
Yeah.
And there was a comparison, like the Tiger percentage to Belmont was pretty interesting. Yeah, he probably doesn't have 20% overall because he doesn't bowl any regionals, but his major percentage is it's pretty nuts.
19 of 161.
Okay.
Still a pretty solid number.
He has more than 19, doesn't he? I thought he was in the 20s.
Doesn't mean that's totally up to date.
Okay.
Walker Jones, the mics are probably fuzzing out a little bit because we're trying to keep our masks out of the way a little bit, and you know, it's just it is what it is.
Got to follow the rules.
Harris County, here where we're located, is 100% mask mandatory inside the building.
Don't got to hurt the 10 pin to knock it down.
So Buttroff under average 248 finished game 1 after a front 5 start.
It's a clean game though. So I mean 240s aren't going to hurt you. Looking around, 240 is a good score. I mean, there's a couple 230s. But I mean, and obviously Brian's bowling really good. Brian's got 260 going, but 240 is a good score. There's so much side action in some of these. And Omar runs 2 of these a week, and he sells out every single one. It's unbelievable.
Yeah, he's on to something.
Yep.
Yeah.
Well, he runs a good event. He gives back to the bowlers. He's honest. You know, like I said, if you build it, they'll come. Field of dreams.
I think the key, though, as we talked about earlier, is that anybody can win. And,
yep.
and it's true. If you look at the winners, if you look at these every week, you got Sean Molinaro every week. You've got Ryan Viator every week.
Yep.
You get, DJ Archer's going to come in and bowl some. Butcher's bowling some. You get tour guys and ladies bowling these events.
Yep.
Anita Arnett, she's no slouch at all.
Oh.
One of the toughest women in the country, no doubt, and only bowls part-time.
I was excited. She was telling me that before the shutdown that she was going to get out and bowl some of the PWBA stops. And she never really, I don't think she ever tried the women's tour before. So I was kind of excited because she's
tough.
She's one of those good. Yeah. She's one of those girl bowlers that I think would have won if she would have gone out and tried.
Sure.
When the tour was fully around. I mean, she's a nurse. She works all the time, and she comes out and bowls like she bowls 6 times a week. I mean, she's special. Like, just one of those special talents. She's always been since forever.
Another product of that Wichita pipeline.
Yep. That pipeline's never empty. Keeps filling up.
But I think that's part of why these events are so good. I mean, even you or I might have a chance to win.
Yeah.
Well, you.
I finished second at an NDO event once. I think I bowled 2 of them. I finished second at 1. You could win.
Yeah. I'm going for those senior checks next year.
That's okay. 50
next
year.
2 more months. February.
Oh, we've been ribbing Watka a lot because he's 8 months away. So when we practice,
yeah, he's a few months younger than I am.
Yeah. When we practice and he's tripping these 4 pins, I was like, "You're ready for the senior tour."
Well, he should be just about right in time for when the tour kicks off. Hopefully, it happens. Next usually April, May.
Yeah, it's been a lot of fun. Getting to know Dave and Adam Ishman better with the new team at Brunswick, and it's been nice. Obviously we weren't at work for a couple months, but it's nice being home now for the past few weeks, working together, and being in the same cubicle and learning for guys that have been in this industry a lot longer than on this side of it, a lot longer than I have, and it's been a pleasure.
It's a whole different world.
It's a whole different world. Man, does he throw it good! All right.
What's his 889? I think is his high set.
I think so. Yeah.
It's not bad.
That's a lot of strikes.
That's a lot of strikes.
Like, you missed one time.
What's your high set?
869. Without a 300.
Okay, that's impressive.
Yep. 280, 299, 290.
Oh, you're 100% of your spares for the night.
I was 100%. Yep.
One.
Yeah, it was a fun, like, those are the nights that are just fun, when you start striking like that. So
there you go. 888 was the series for Viator. Probably about 5 years ago, so maybe.
Yeah, it was a
while. And of course, there was a 900 here at Copperfield a few years back.
Okay. I can't imagine that.
No. Well, and Wesley Lowe just had one.
Yep.
It's just,
and moving pairs. That makes it.
Yeah.
It's just like Jeremy Sonnenfeld was moving pairs. Like, those are the ones that make it 10 times more impressive.
A little crossover for Christine. She needed it after a couple of opens.
Yep.
A couple of opens, 220s. 221 with a strike.
Brian's going to close up here in his 10th frame for 260. That's a big score right now.
What ball is he throwing?
That is a Redemption Hybrid, one of the new releases.
I mean, that looked like it wanted to hook out of his hand and just laid off and retain some energy and just exploded the pins.
Brian is he's a big fan of the bigger core stuff. He likes the balls with more surface on them. So there's got to be some friction there, or he feels like there's a lot of friction in the front. Because he tends to throw the duller stuff on a regular basis. But if he feels like he's got to move in, then there's probably some friction in the front.
I like that. I mean, I've always thought that throw the biggest ball you possibly can.
Absolutely.
Right?
Yeah. Because
no matter what,
when you go weaker balls, you give up some hits. When you go the smaller cores and the weaker covers, you give up some hits. Where if you can throw a bigger ball and do something with your hand, your carry is going to go up. Because you're going to get those off hits, or
right.
The miss room is bigger. So, nope, I'm definitely from that school of, especially being a lefty, that if you can throw it harder with a bigger ball, then you throw the stronger ball. So,
somebody posted on social media today. What ball did I just see? Oh, a critical mass.
Oh, okay, wow.
They're going to drill it for leagues. Like, why? Right? What? I mean, if you know what? Impress me. Go. Drill a Manhattan rubber and average 230 for the season with that.
Right.
It's about the same thing. I mean, 25 years ago, the critical mass was a fantastic bowling ball. Technology is different now.
Oh, absolutely.
It doesn't work. I was just watching a thing on Golf Channel today. Payne Stewart, they did a little like 30 for 30, Golf Channel version, and they're showing him hitting some of the clubs back then. And the driver was like so small.
Yep.
But those guys were really good, but they, today's game they did 350.
Yep.
So yeah, technology is improving. Use new technology. Don't throw the old stuff.
Yeah,
It's not going to do you any good.
We all have that old favorite ball, but once you get past,
Yeah, I'd love to have a Rhino Pro again, but it's like throwing a plastic ball in today's game.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, the danger, like everybody's like, oh, the danger zones and stuff like that. It's like those balls are weaker than urethane balls now because the oil has got, the way the bowling has worked, that the people wanted bowling balls to hook more, so the balls had to get softer, and then they put out more oil. So then the balls got softer, more additives in the cover stocks, and the bowling balls that hooked 100 feet, when you were a kid in high school.
Yeah, but again, when I grew up, that was 24 feet was long oil.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
So, now you rarely see anything under. About 36 is probably the shortest you see, almost.
Unless you're Team Masters patterns. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, there's no count. That's just like sneeze on the lane and keep walking.
Yeah,
but,
it's.
I mean, 40. I mean, most house shots are probably 44 foot.
Yeah, depending on the surface. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. You see the 35s and 36 now. I mean, it's so weird how the urethane just came back out of nowhere, and I don't know if it's the players being more educated, but I mean, there was my generation.
No.
We didn't. No. All right.
No.
Like my.
Some players more educated, yes.
Like I didn't. We thought urethane was extinct, unless you were one of the older guys that were throwing it for spares or stuff like that when you were a kid. But urethane was extinct, and then the patterns came back they were putting less oil in the front, and urethane came back, and now it's just this huge thing that it's unbelievable where it's come in the last 3 to 4 years. What's up, man?
Ildemar Ruiz coming to a King Repair here on 5 and 6 as soon as the rest of his group gets here for game 2.
I mean he's a national team member for his country, and he was in the league and made some shows. I mean, there's probably.
So is he living here now, or is he just hanging out for the summer?
I don't know. He might be.
He's been here a lot. I know, looking at the results of the events all summer long.
He might have. I think I might have saw something with COVID that wherever he was, it was.
Or he doesn't want to go home because he might not get back. Yeah.
Correct.
I know there's an issue with that, or even being able to get home right now.
Yep.
I know a lot of international players are having that issue.
Yeah, I mean Daria Pajak, she's been home for months.
Yeah,
right?
she went back to Poland, I think, in March or April for some, just to visit and stuff, and can't come back.
Yeah, it's same.
It sounds like Belmonte is going to be able to make it back. I heard for the league, but some other players, it's it's touch and go.
Is it like Don Barrett?
International travel is I don't know. I'm not sure who's all going to make it back.
Well, because you might get over here, but you might not be able to leave.
Right.
That's the scary thing. It's crazy. With the stay-at-home order. I mean, in Michigan, we were basically stayed home for 2.5 months with the weather and everything like that. I was going to the grocery store just for social interaction. I'm used to being on the road 3 weeks a month.
Right.
So the maintenance guy would come around when they were doing their extra cleaning. Goes, "You're here a lot." I said, "Yeah." I mean, we'd see each other in passing, but it was just one of those things that, I'm good. I like this. Do you get back rubs? You got a back rub, and now I'm getting one. And
this is
the
life. Yeah.
This is the life. I'm a rep, so she's sucking up to me.
Just so you know, I got one from Pete Weber once. So
did you?
Yeah.
All right.
I mean, you're the big one.
Pete's a good guy. I love Pete.
Justin Wren, who helps run the Texas Eliminators, coming to our pair.
Yep. Sunday. Yep.
Let's find out who else we got. Oh, Ildemaro's on 3 and 4. He was just hanging out. What a nice guy. He even gets there and resets the tell scores. And
what a guy. Oh, so Justin's going to be on 5 and 6.
Nobody knows where they're going.
No, nobody knows where they're going. I don't see really anybody else that Kirby. I believe the gentleman on 1 and 2 won the one event on Monday.
Kirby Pitts.
Yep.
He was pretty excited about it too.
Oh, I can believe it. These events. I mean, I've been talking to Parker, and I mean who needs to work when he makes all his money bowling on these things? I mean, twice a week he's. It's good. It's good when you can bowl a bunch. And that's the guys in Detroit. There's a bunch of guys, Ronnie Sparks and all those guys are flying down this week to bowl Longview and all the events because we don't have anything. We've had to go to Ohio. I mean,
Ohio and Indiana.
Yeah. I mean, luckily, Ohio's close enough for Detroit. It's still 6 hours for me, but I mean the big event in Columbus, and Jody Boyd runs some great events in Ohio. And
36 is the last grade you count on the skip. We're not using 37 and 38.
Those guys are fiending for some action.
Lanes 1 through 36 are in play. Those are the only pairs that you use on the scale.
You get spoiled by having stuff to bowl every weekend, and then you don't have anything for 3 months, and then you're going to bowl. I've driven 3 hours to bowl just a King of the Hill. See some people, and
There's always plenty to bowl around here.
oh, always.
Tony Campagna Jr. wants your autograph, Mike Dole.
He could have had it earlier.
Are you charging for him? I would. I mean, $10 and mail it to him.
I would charge Tony.
So Cash App, send the money, and we'll
Yep.
get one out to you.
Yep, I would charge Tony.
I'll have him sign it, and we'll make sure it gets to you, Tony. How's that?
Yeah, another good older guy now that's living down here now. He moved down here to run the pro shop, so another good player
Where
that's in
at?
town. He is running Alpha for Jeff McCorvey.
Oh, all right.
So, yeah. So McCorvey now has 4 locations in
I hadn't heard that.
the greater Houston area.
I've been out
yeah.
of the game for a while. I haven't heard those changes.
Yep. So Tony is now the Houston manager. McCorvey's he's really making a move. He's got 4 shops down here now. He's got
So he's got like 70.
I think it's over 70 now. I think
Wow.
Tony can give you the update. It changes every day. It's like Jacob winning titles. It changes
Right.
every day. Yeah, I mean, through the COVID, I think he gained 7 more because he got a couple in Oklahoma, and he got one, and he got hijinks in Arkansas, where the PBA stop was.
Yeah,
Jonesboro. Yep. Yeah, I think he got 7, like 6 or 7 more. I mean, and that's just in my region. I went from having 1, maybe 2 to, now I think there's 10 or 11 just in my region. So I think he's just starting to venture more west. I mean, everybody, you got to do it.
So we just saw Eldemaro strike his first ball. Still surprising. I don't think he's won yet on National Tour, and I'm surprised. He's made several shows, but he's got a solid game.
That's just how good those guys are. I mean, you look at guys like him and, John Zerbinski and Jesse Buss, whose physical games you would teach anybody to throw it like, and they never really had a sniff. They never won. Like, they made shows, but they never won, and that's just how good those guys are. When the guys that are winning over and over and over again, it's just, A.J. Johnson. I mean, he keeps knocking on the door. He's going to get there. I mean, A.J. Chapman. I mean, how many people throw it physically better than A.J. Chapman?
It's pretty solid.
So, I mean, a bunch of young guys. Michael Davidson. I mean, I think he can win. I think Packy Hanrahan's he's gaining experience at a fast pace. Talk about a guy that strikes a lot. Packy strikes a lot.
Well, you're just getting on the lefty train now.
Well, yeah, it's team lefty, right? That's what I got to stick with.
Yeah, Packy strikes a ton.
He had 1179 at a 4-game sweeper in Wichita, I think I heard. That's pretty good, right?
I don't care what you're bowling on. That's pretty solid.
Absolutely.
And also in the chat, I believe somebody said that the young man in the pink here in front of us is 16 years old.
Okay.
Where is he? I heard there was a youngster
Okay.
bowling, but we'll keep an eye out for him. So we're in the game 2. We saw 268 for Viator. Didn't hear any other
Yeah,
hooting and hollering down on the right side and down on the high end. We're down on 3, 4, 5, and 6.
Yeah, a couple 230s, bunch of, quite a few 220s, but yeah, Viator's 260 was by far the highest game. I think it's cool though because there's a lot of women that are bowling too, and they're competing, and they don't feel like they with the way that the event works, they feel like they can still compete. And
you got to beat half the field to make the first cut,
Yep.
and then it's just a one game shootout. So
And then-
probably shoots. It's been like 6'10".
Yeah.
It's probably right around the average for making that first cut.
and you got to survive how many rounds to get to cash?
I
Two
think you
rounds?
have to make it to the final game.
The final game. Okay.
So it's still a 1-in-4 cash ratio.
Okay.
Cut in half.
Is the gentleman in the pink hat that they're referring to? Because he might
Must be.
Okay. Weird. He's two-handed. He's young and he's two-handed. Wouldn't have bet against that.
There's going to be a lot of those. I wish I could do it. I'll be honest. I tried. I threw one shot and I never tried again.
I hurt myself thinking about throwing it two-handed.
It's an impressive physical feat. I mean, I've been bowling since I was 4 years old, so over 45 years, and I can't even think about trying that.
Oh, no.
So the guys that do it, it impresses the heck out of me. Here's Eldemaro.
Yep, that's a pretty good. I wouldn't change anything.
Barquisimeto, Venezuela. Hometown of and load him on the chili.
He's pretty good too.
Not bad.
He still can curve it with the best of them too with one hand. I tell you what, the senior tour this summer would have been really fun to watch. With Jason Couch was 50 and Chris Barnes was 50.
Tom Hess, Brad Angelo.
Oh yeah, I mean, yeah, I know Tom Hess has been bowling great up north, and he was chomping at the bit to get out there, and it's just unfortunate that all this 2020 is not very much fun. Like, it's going to go down in the history books as one of the most memorable for being awful years.
Yep. And I'll tell you what, I actually got to see Couch a few weeks ago. I did a tournament in Florida, 2 events actually.
Okay.
You can check them out in the archives. Some strings attached. It was half on string pins, half on free fall. And Couch had a first and a second back-to-back days. So he's still throwing it pretty darn good.
Yeah, the left was pretty good. My buddy Kenny Ryan won the first event, right?
He did.
Yep.
Kenny bowled phenomenal.
Yeah.
But the fun part, and we talked about it on the stream, is just watching Couch for those 2 days. First couple games, it's just Jason.
Yeah.
But once he got in, starts sniffing the cut, and then makes a step ladder, you could just see those juices. They were flowing.
The knee started
time.
to feel better. Shoulder.
Oh yeah. But it was really. It was nice that he bowled so good, but you could see just the stuff you don't really see on the stream.
Right.
The way that once you can smell that finish line, those guys at that Hall of Fame level, they just turn on another gear.
Right.
And he threw some phenomenal shots.
Yeah, Couch was always my favorite as a lefty growing up. Obviously there was Parker, but Couch was the guy that hooked it the most.
Oh yeah, no question. Is there a lefty that hooked it more ever? I don't.
Ooh. Richie Wolf could.
Yeah.
Richie Wolf could. He could claw on it. That's another guy. You watch Richie Wolf throw it, and he never won.
It's not easy.
Nope. It's not supposed to be. That's the cool thing. It's not supposed to be easy. So when you get those wins, they mean a bunch. Justin Wren with a strike on lane 5.
You've experienced it like I have too. It's interesting when you get to sit down and talk to some of these Hall of Famers when they start talking about some of these other players like we have that have never won, and they, you can see how much they appreciate how good those players are.
Yep.
I
Absolutely.
mean, there's I can't think of names off the top of my head, but local legends all across Texas that could have won a lot on tour, but never went on a bowl. But when you hear the local guys and the Barneses and the Robert Lawrences talk about some of these guys from around here and how good they really are, it's pretty impressive.
Well, you think about all the guys that are around here and the guys that have been through. Like, one that really comes to mind for me from where I'm from is Derek Oath. Working for USBC in Milwaukee, then he worked out here. He finished second at 5 or 6 straight regionals in a row. And if you watch Derek Oath, came from the school in Nebraska when Nebraska was a college bowling powerhouse, and effortless power, and he never won a regional. And he never, he never chased a tour. He's a cop, and you see guys like that just made those decisions that, they just didn't want to bowl. But you just wonder, what if, when their peers recognize that they could have done something out on tour. Yeah, the amount of talent that's down here. It's unbelievable. I don't even want to know. Look at Chris Johnson. Chris Johnson won Rookie of the Year. Guys like that just could compete and just decided to go a different career path. I always wish I would have given it at least a year or two to try it. I respect the guys. I graduated.
It's a tough life.
Yep. I graduated high school. Me and Jesse Buss grew up together. And we just did 2 different career paths. I went to work, and he went out. He chased it for quite a few years, and it's just one of those things that you always wonder if you should or not, and it's just a hard life, and you just have to decide if.
But Jesse had a couple of events where he just completely obliterated the qualifying rounds.
Yep. Yeah, he had a big event in California. He finished 6th at the Masters one year, losing to Tommy Jones in that extra match. That was before they had the 4-person match. Yeah, Jesse had. He got drafted to the league the very first year when it was in Detroit, so he got some TV experience. It was just, it's hard. And then you start wondering what's wrong when you physically throw it that good, and you're wondering if you need to throw it better. That's the hard part. Yeah, this kid. That's a lot of power.
Sure is.
Yeah, I mean, these kids nowadays, it's effortless. I mean, it's 500 off their hand, and they're not even trying. We got a one-handed backup ball there? All right. I think the more you're seeing it, you're kind of like Jim Furyk's golf swing. He doesn't have, if he can repeat it, it's the same. And I think a lot of these two-handed styles are the same way. It's,
Trying to think. Oh, I know the one I saw recently. Ray Teese.
Oh, yeah.
Did you see the video of him two-handed?
Uh-uh.
Oh,
Is it good?
it was really good.
Well,
Yeah.
if you watch if you watch Belmonte throw one-handed, it's really good. But two-handed, he has more control of it.
But Raymond, he doesn't have that hop.
Oh, really? Okay.
No, yeah. You can probably go find it. I saw earlier this week or last week.
I'll have to go check it out.
It was like, that was not bad.
Yeah, I'll have to check it out. I mean, a lot of these guys are experiment. Look, Walter does it.
Well, the guys have had all summer to not bowl, so
Right.
they're trying to goof around, try and practice it, and when they're seeing, a great example, another great player from the Texas area, Anthony Simonson,
Yep.
two-handing it from both sides of the lane.
Yeah, he
and
started,
not just a gimmick.
right. He won a
You know?
title.
Yeah,
He won a title throwing a backup ball.
it's crazy.
And he won almost. I mean, he made almost the finals of one of the PBA events in Florida, right?
Yeah.
The King of the Hill one. I mean, he's unbelievable. Simonson he's got a lot. He's just one of those guys. Chris Prather is another one of those guys that just has so many tricks that, I bowled a couple events before. When Chris was still at Wichita, we bowled the Greater Ozarks, and yeah, it was one of those teams where
He got really good really quick. I mean, he was solid for a long time. Then all of a sudden, he just doesn't know how to lose.
I think you get through the, he started making a couple shows, and I think you get through it, and then you get the confidence that you can win, and then when you're as talented as Chris, there's no stopping him, and obviously that's just. But he's had those tricks. I mean, I bowled one of your Greater Ozarks. I was the oldest guy on the team. It was me.
Were you even 30?
I barely. It was
Yeah.
me, Kyle Sherman. We got somebody. What's the link for the stream? So, it was Kyle Sherman, myself, and then it was Chris Prather. God, who else was it? There was another guy that's on tour now. Oh, AJ Chapman. I mean, it was just all these young guys, and I'm like 30, and I'm like the oldest guy on the team, and it's just like, oh, okay. Now all these guys are making TV shows, and I'll just stick to selling bowling balls.
Yeah. Steady income.
Yep. Paycheck every 2 weeks.
The old Amaro
Stepping up.
trying to keep up with the same guy in his pair, and that one just crept a little bit high. He didn't like it. Some shake his head.
Oh, so you got Longview this weekend. Are you streaming NDO
And then,
on Monday?
NDO on Monday as well.
Awesome.
Yeah, back at Armadillo too.
Awesome.
Done that for the last 3 years probably.
You're right. Yeah, you were there last year. Yep,
Yeah.
I do remember that.
So you've been. It's going to rain Monday a lot, guaranteed.
Yep.
Has I think for the last 3 years here in Houston.
Yep.
We haven't had rain in months, and I guarantee you there'll be a deluge on Monday.
Yep.
So be ready for that.
Well, I was talking to the rental car girl today when I picked up my car, and I asked her how the hurricane affected. She goes, it was like clear, like it was perfect weather, and then the rain just never stopped. I'm like, well,
Yeah, they've got a little bit of rain here, but we haven't had any in San Antonio.
No.
It's crazy.
it actually hadn't rained in Michigan for quite a while until earlier this week.
Well, last year we couldn't even hardly get into the bowling center. It rained so much.
Okay.
I mean, like the instant rivers. The year before, it's rained all day, and on my way home, I could not even see the road. It was raining so hard. So that's a little scary.
Yeah. Well, we're from Michigan, so we're used to that with snow.
Yeah. Well, at least you can see the road.
Sometimes.
A little bit. Well, a little bit.
Sometimes.
Yeah. You can feel it. You're not slipping. But, yeah. So, you grew up in Chicago, north. So you're not new to the snow.
No, I'm.
Watka's new to the snow.
Well, he's from.
He had Ohio for a couple years.
He was Ohio, and he's from New York originally, and then moved to
all right.
Vegas.
All right.
Ishman hasn't seen snow. He's originally from Pittsburgh area, but he hasn't seen snow.
And I
in
tried
forever.
to give my snow shovels when he got to the job. I said, you can have them. They're still in my garage. Come and get them. They're all yours. They're free. You didn't want them.
See, Adam took my advice, and they got an apartment to start, so they have somebody
there you
else
go.
to do it.
Perfect.
Dave
That's
went
the way to do it.
got a house. I don't know.
I just moved out of the state to get away from the snow. And then here's a nice story for you. So we got here in August of, 3 years ago, 2017.
Okay.
A few months later, we're going to an our global Christmas party. And that night, 5 inches of snow. And the party was outside on a deck. Yeah.
The whole town probably shut down.
It was annoying. We stopped at a Target to get the kids some gloves for school the next day, and we couldn't check out because all the employees were outside taking pictures of the
Yeah,
snow.
'cause they hadn't
Come on,
seen snow.
that's just snow. Who cares? Yeah. A little different down here. It's been 100 degrees every day for the last month and a half.
It's different. I mean, Michigan snow is. I mean, I've not lived in Minnesota.
Well, you're on the west side, so they get dumped on.
So my first year at Brunswick, so October of 20, about the same time you moved down here, it really hadn't been that bad. Like, it snowed a little bit, but it wasn't bad. And then middle of January, I had mentioned to say something that, that was it? And then we got 3 feet of snow in 48 hours.
Right, wait for it.
My car I was looking out my apartment window, and the car was 15 feet away, and I could not see the car because there was so much snow. So, yeah, and Michigan snow is like, would you imagine all the Christmas movie snow? It's all thick. It's never it's never the watery thin stuff. So.
There's Justin Wren, as we're a little better than halfway through game 2.
It's a good comeback after the open frame, the shot before.
Yeah, it's funny down here when the power goes out, people go crazy, and it's never out for more than like 10 minutes.
Right.
So when I grew up, I mean, our power would go out. I lived in the middle of the woods. Always lived literally in the middle of the woods, in the middle of nowhere, Michigan, my entire life, and we would lose power for 4 or 5 days at a time. It's normal. Just, you're ready for it. You have a generator. You make sure you got the freezer plugged in. You have propane so you can cook. But down here, if the power flickers, they just go crazy.
Well, without technology nowadays,
no
you're
internet.
lost.
My internet's out. Wait, no, your power's out too, kids.
Yeah.
Yeah, but can we
Wi-Fi's
get
out.
the internet? Yeah, can we get the Wi-Fi back? No.
Oh. So, we got a few strings of strikes. We got the young kids got the front 6 in front of us.
Double turkey, you call that.
Yep.
That's the Chad Roberts patented double turkey.
Chad Roberts.
Yeah, so I owe him a quarter every time we use it.
Okay.
But just put it on your expense account for this week's.
Perfect. I will do that.
All right. Well, you're already up $10 from your Tony Campagna autograph. So
this is perfect. He's gonna buy me Chick-fil-A. It's perfect. We are getting a Chick-fil-A in Muskegon, and I am extremely excited.
I can imagine. It's the debate down here the last couple of days has been In-N-Out versus Whataburger. And I'll be honest, I'm not a Whataburger fan. Our daughter works there, and I don't know. I don't like fast food really to begin with, but Chick-fil-A.
Yeah.
I like Chick-fil-A, and I like the Arby's, or not the Arby's, the Wendy's spicy chicken. That's it.
Yeah.
Even look at me, I don't like fast food. It's hard to believe, but.
Yeah, I'm a creature of habit. Like, I love Chick-fil-A just because it's chicken. I like Raising Cane's because it's chicken tenders.
Yeah.
Wendy. Yeah, my argument with like In-N-Out is it's a good burger, but I just feel like it's so boosted, like it's this urban legend that it's this really good.
It's a California thing.
It's a good like it's a cheap meal. Like, you get a lot of food for a cheap price. But if I'm going to do a burger like that, I'm going to spend a little more and go to like a Shake Shack or a Five Guys or something like that, because I need good French fries, and I don't like the French fries at In-N-Out Burger. I think the French fries ruin it for me. So, yeah, that argument was on Facebook I saw, and if I had to pick between, it would be Whataburger. Ildemaro with the shaker, like a week 10 there. I think it was he probably made too big of an adjustment off the one that hooked quite a bit last time. Well, it's hard too, because you're always taught not to make an adjustment off a bad shot, but if it's time for an adjustment and then you don't move and then you trap yourself.
So this is one of the things I learned by watching and talking though with the guys on tour is you see Ildemaro, he comes to this pair, he starts out with the front 4. That's not always a good thing to start with a string of strikes, because now he's made he's got 2 back-to-back shots on the right lane.
Right.
I guarantee his next shot over there, I don't know if he's sure he needs to do. I mean, so the key, I guess, that is for people out there is watch your ball go through the pins.
Yep.
When you come to New Perry, I mean, they came from the high end of the house, so they weren't even. It's not like he even saw a few shots in this pair.
It could be a different center.
Yeah. And so for him to start with a couple straight, I got this figured out. Now all of a sudden, when it changes, you're just flat guessing. Whereas if you come to this pair and, go flat 10, ring 10, well, you can make a move off those,
Right.
and you're good to go. It's always funny when you watch Pete Weber start out 9 spare, 9 spare. Oh, he's going to sheet it.
Yeah.
And a lot of times he did, because he knew exactly what he needed to do after that.
Well, and that's why the tour guys are so good, too, because even pairs that are struggling, they figure it out by frame 5 and always throw a 4-bagger.
Yeah.
Like, they could go 9 spare, 7, 2 spare, spare, sheet, and, like it's nothing. They're not afraid to move humongous zones off a shaker 10 or, moves that normal humans don't make. Yeah. Front 8 in front of us.
All right. We need to know, what's his name? Oh, yeah, C.J. Garcia. There we go.
Okay. CJ stringing him. It's one of those things that you look at it like, obviously when I was younger, that the rule wasn't in place where you could bowl at adult events, and I feel like it's a big. You get educated faster. We stayed youth till we were 21 because we didn't feel like we were ready to compete with adults, and now these kids can do it and not sacrifice the scholarship opportunities.
Well, that's the big difference.
Yeah.
Some of us were asked not to bowl youth anymore for certain reasons.
Right.
You're not supposed to do that. No, sorry.
Yeah, Ildemaro was locked in on
Yeah, he's got the
three.
left lane.
He's just, like I said, he made a poor shot on lane 4, and it overreacted, so he probably made a small adjustment off of it, and, he left the 10 pin, and unfortunately he missed it, but, that's, he's probably going to, I think this one is probably going to strike. What's up, sir? Good. So, yeah, he's probably going to strike on this one. He's just too good of a player.
Well, so he went through the face and kind of, a little shaker 10.
Yep.
And then missed it. It's a frustration. Yep. So what's your move?
I'd either soften up from the spot where you shake your 10, because me being left-handed is a little bit different, but you learn from the righties that you never go back right.
Right.
Either throw it left and hit it harder, or you just generally just hit it harder or ball up, something like that.
That's something, just hit it harder.
Yep.
But he's always really soft with it, so I don't know.
He's probably going to move a little more and soften, maybe even soften it up more.
That's something you watch. I don't know. Does he have that in his game to really gnaw on one?
Oh, I think so. I think that's what he's good at. He's really good at gnawing on it, and it seems like some of the international players are used to more hook. When you talk to them, they don't put out as much oil as we do here. So they're really good at softening up and opening up their angles. Jared Thompson's having a pretty good game. The house mouse over there going to strike out for 240. House mouse, he ain't afraid. He's got heart.
No, he's not afraid.
He'll bowl anybody.
Yeah.
So CJ stepping up here.
10 for these guys is 50%.
Yeah, but he's getting his trail leg down. But it's like, I grew up watching Brian Valenta, and if anybody got to see Brian Valenta in his prime, he was unbelievable. He could do anything and everything.
All right, so we're into game 3. This is a three-game cut, and Gabe Alvarez was nice enough to come and bring us his recap sheet, so we know who's on the pair. But it's Gabe A, Randy something.
Yep.
Now, there's no last names on 4 of the players, and one of them we can't read, and then there's Johnny.
Yep.
Yeah, Johnny A. So
It was a nice effort.
Yeah, that's A for effort, Gabe.
Right.
Thank you very much. Wow, some decent scores in that pair. 4 of the guys are plus, 4 of the players, and this pair are plus. That's interesting. Does that mean the cut score is going to be? We've seen some good scores around us.
Yeah, we haven't got a sheet yet, but I'm sure I don't know how often you get a sheet or
Not usually.
not usually. Okay.
We just speculate. So let's do this. Guess the cut number. Why not?
So there's 100. How many bowlers? 113 bowlers.
100. Yeah, something like that.
Top half.
We're going to put it in ink. We're going to make it official.
Okay. Are you going first or am I going first?
I'll go first,
All right.
which means you just got to go plus or minus.
How good are you at setting the number?
Pretty good.
Are you? All right. Ooh. I am taking. So I just have to set the over under?
Yeah, you.
Oh,
yeah,
I'm taking the under.
Yeah, I
I'm
figured
taking
you
the
would.
under at 620.
Yeah.
Because I just think there's too many bowlers. If it was 80 like normal, I think you're about right. I think the number is going to be 598.
So I put the number as 624. And we'll just say 590. That's your number.
598 is my number. If like I said, there's a lot of good players, but half the field cut, the number is not going to be as high as you expect it to be.
We'll find out.
We've seen 220s, but we've seen a lot of 170s and 180s. So we got some other players. Sean Maldonado's around. Anita's in range. We got some other, some more striking.
Of course, we just had that 300 for C.J. Garcia in game number 2.
Right on stream. Omar should give him a bonus for that. We probably wouldn't have to twist his arm.
I mean, you open yourself up. Brunswick could give him a ball.
Well, yeah, that's true.
He was throwing a hero. He was wearing a shirt with Brunswick on it.
He was doing. He's a junior bowler, though. I don't know.
All right, yeah. Oh, nice.
There's
nice
rules.
Out. Yeah.
There's rules there. I'll give him a T-shirt or something. I think that passes.
Rita Hager. That's a nice shot.
Good looking shot there, yeah. Gabe with the, maybe.
No. This is the NDO season finale here on Bullstream TV. Craig Allett along with product specialist from Brunswick, Mike Dole. We're into game 3. We're going to cut the field in half. So knowing NDO events, it's going to take half hour, probably.
Probably. That's a good guess.
I mean, the field's full. I mean, the house is full. It's going to take a while to double and triple check them out.
They got a bunch of help tonight.
Yeah.
So there's quite the tournament squad's here. Anita's mom was in there.
And then one game, and that's it. $1,000, at least $1,000 to the winner today.
At least. You know, there's always side action. We're in Texas.
A little bit, but this is the season finale with some extra added money that's been collected throughout the summer. And I don't know how many King of the Hills they've had, but I'm going to guess. Well, there's 2 a week for the last couple of months, so.
There's 20, I think was the number. Because he started on Monday night. He was just doing the Monday night, and he sold out every week. But that center could only handle 78 or 76, whatever the number was. And somebody called him and said, hey, we got open lanes. So what Omar does, he does his hustle. And sell out fields. And
this is one of the centers here built by the Ellis family years ago.
Yep.
So when I came and I talked to the owner, Mr. Ellis, one of Don Ellis's, who's a Hall of Famer, one of his sons, and I told him, I said, I think I've been here before. And I'm walking around and it looked really familiar. And I realized that all 3 centers, or 3 of the centers they built are pretty much identical. This Copperfield, the layouts are the same. So, that makes sense because I remembered, like behind the counter, from the Lucy at Copperfield, but I was never here before until today.
I remember my first pro shop visit here, and I walked in, and I was like, oh, it's just the place where I bought the Lucy, because it was identical setup.
Yeah.
And then I went to turn a right at the front door, because the pro shop at Copperfield's to the right, and it wasn't there. And I'm like, oh, no, it's a different center, but it's the same outlet.
Same
but
layout.
Gorgeous,
Same,
gorgeous
very,
centers.
very similar.
Yep, gorgeous centers. They take care of everything. So Jonathan Norman's up here on lane 3.
That's got a hook. Ooh.
Effortless rev rate.
I don't think I've seen him before.
I bowled the one NDO event I bowled a couple years ago. I was on his pair. Nice gentleman. I think he moved from the Atlanta area, and now I don't know what he does for a full-time job, but I know he was helping out at the McCorvey shop.
Okay.
So.
Rollers after game 1, the cut number is 211.
So 211
There we
after
go.
game 1.
After game 1.
You might be okay. You might be.
The number usually goes down a few pins a game.
Okay.
So, but so give it 633, knock down 3 or 4. I'm confident still.
Yeah, that number was that game 1 number was a little higher than I expected.
If I hit that number on the money, you cover my tab tomorrow.
Your tab tomorrow.
If
Oh,
I
boy.
cover it on the number,
That tab, that good thing about Longview is that the tabs are never really that expensive.
no, I'll be working. So, all right, Byron. Here we do have scores. Here we go. Byron
Okay,
Webster, 269. Maldonado, 260. These are game 1.
Okay.
Trailer 269. Jared Thompson 265. Nick Burgess 260. Oh, Viator had 260, not 268.
Yeah, 260.
Dale DeMario 259. What do you have last game?
Did he strike out for 220? 2 team? Oh.
Turn the mic off.
Yep.
That wasn't us. Eesh. Wasn't me.
So Jared went 265 game 1, or is it 261?
265.
265, and then he had 240 on the nose.
All right.
So everybody
Butch
else.
248. Derek Woods 248. Jacob Hager 245.
What was CJ Garcia at after? He's a,
203. So he's
203,
103 over.
so 103. Oh, so he's in good shape now.
The birthday boy, Jay Nephew, 187 game 1. Come on, Jay. Anita Arnett 186.
Slow starter
So 102 players on this score sheet.
for a Thursday night King
For
of
a
the Hill.
Thursday night, well, 3-gamer essentially, plus a couple. Yeah, it's not bad.
Eric Trailer with the strike.
Yeah, the question there, NDO stands for no days off.
Yep.
And I was trying to guess here. I've been coming down here for at least 5 years for Omar's events. And NDO's been around a few years longer than that. I'm not sure exactly how long. But it's not just in Houston. And there's events in Chicago. There's events in Los Angeles.
Yep. Vegas. Yep.
And, so they get around, and they've got other people that help run and promote the event. They do a nice job of branding, with shirts and hats and different stuff, sweatshirts. And, Omar and crew have been doing a fantastic job for a long time and very well respected here in Texas for the event that they run.
Yeah, I mean Omar was always bowling. He's originally from Chicago, and he all he wanted was another event to run action and give back to the players. And I mean he's done a great job. He's grown the apparel side of it. He's trying to expand it a little more. And I mean, like I said, if you build it, they'll come. And it's just one of those things that he's grown into something. Even when you ask him, it's larger than he expected it to. So I mean, it's
Well, and they're sponsoring some players on the women's tour as well.
Yep, yeah, he got PWBA registered. Yep. So yeah, I mean, it's pretty impressive. Let's see what we got in front of us so far. No. Got a couple people with all of them, but we're still only in the 4th frame, so it's still early. Jonathan Norman with another big strike there. What was Jonathan at after game 1? Oh, you have a score sheet right in front of you.
192, 263.
Okay, good ball change.
Yeah. So we talked about with Eldamaro, but in game 1 to 2, even from the high end to low end. But what do you do, Mike, when you make that transition? I mean, this is a 44?
Yeah.
How many lanes is this?
This?
40?
Yeah, 40.
40 lanes. So I mean, you start out on the high end and you make the big switch down here. How do you do that when you go across the centers? What's your first play usually?
The first play usually, the closer, especially when you go from high end to right by the door, and especially because it's access right to the door, usually the pairs right by the door tend to hook a little more. So I always will move a little bit more just in case.
Okay.
Just
now,
from
now is
history.
that you do that everywhere or
Everywhere.
Only, okay.
If I'm right by it all depends on where that end pair is closest to the door, because when it's the lane is in more contact with the air over time, there's always going to be more traction on the lane. And if it's further away, it's not necessarily as defined, but the door is literally right by 1 and 2. So 1 and 2 is always going to hook a little more. So 3 and 4 is going to be generally that same. So I would generally make a smaller move just in case, and just trust it. You have to be committed to it. And again, it's the first frame. You can always throw the back 11. If it's the wrong move, you go back to what you're doing and strike off the sheet. But yeah, that's generally what I do when I go from one end to the other. I always feel like, and these pairs too are also right in front of a pro shop too. So there's probably a lot more traffic on these pairs from people coming out of the pro shop. Coming from pro shop experience, it's those.
Yeah, turn on a lane, middle of the day, and let them try the ball, or
1 and 2,
him or her try the ball. Yeah.
When I had the shop in Rockford, 1 and 2 got the most action out of any of them in the building. So that's just what it is. Do we have? We got a correction. Okay. So we got a score correction. I don't know. 209. Okay, so the correction's 209. Kim Wallace right now is the cut at 209, which is closer to my number. So I like this one better.
It was only 2 pins.
It's still further down.
We'll see.
Oh, CJ. Yeah. So CJ Garcia was 203. He just had 300. So that he's going to be on the first sheet. After game 2.
So 61, is that where cut half? There was
58.
58.
Hello. You're the cut right now. 209. Yeah, there was a score correction. 227. 202. Okay. Well, he thinks the cut's gonna be 620. I said 590. So you might be okay. Well, there's 50 people. They're cutting. Well, it's just so many people. I don't know. Well, we only saw a couple big scores down here. Yeah, we're fine. Where are you at now? I told you I would have had a ball rep. If I wasn't on the stream, I'd be ball rep.
You're doing your job.
I'm doing my job. That's okay.
So for the record, we need to amend the gifts. Just I'll still stick with what I got.
Okay.
But this sheet has 103, so half of that would still be 50.
What'd you have game 2, Eric? What's up, buddy? What'd you have game 2?
227.
227? Yeah, I got the first game. I just didn't have game 2. So how do you know it went out?
We're good now. Hopefully we're back and the buffering's gone. But yeah, we just lost it for a minute there.
Okay.
I mean, we just missed like 30 seconds of Mike Dole wisdom. I don't even remember what it was, but it was so good.
Yeah, it was.
It was
moments of
been.
brilliance that I don't have anymore, that are gone.
Let's get another look at this young man here. What'd you say, Norman?
Jonathan Norman, yep. He's having no issue on that lane that Ildemaro had a problem on.
No.
I think he's just rev rate's a little bit higher,
But
maybe.
gets around a little bit more, do you think?
I think so, maybe. And he's throwing a weaker ball, so maybe the ball that the one spot Ildemaro saw it hook in, the ball just picked up a little bit too soon, and then when he moved in, the ball just was burning up, maybe. I mean, that's probably what would happen from that case. I did talk to Eric Traylor. He had 227 game 2, so he's at plus 90, 95.
Okay.
So we got a couple guys right around 100. So we got Nita's down there striking.
And that Malaysia's hooking a ton for Gabe.
It's that spot. Maybe it's just, yeah. You think of the guys that are striking on that pair. The two-hander was throwing a weaker shiny ball with the hero, with the pearl ball.
Right.
And now Jonathan Norman is hooking it quite a bit with a bigger pearl ball, but still pretty clean.
So saying that, is that just telling you that the fronts are starting to dry up a little bit?
I think that, yeah, I think the track area is hooking a little bit. Ildemaro was throwing a bigger ball, a bigger solid ball. I just feel like, yeah.
See, we had Christine Gill on that pair. She wasn't throwing a ton of surface.
Nope.
Game 1. Now 5 and 6, I would expect might be hooking the lower. You had
Right.
Viator and Butch was on the left side. I didn't.
But even Viator was throwing. But as
He
we
was
talked
throwing a lot
about
of
before,
surface.
Viator usually likes a lot of surface, and he was in with a hybrid shiny ball. So
Yeah.
it had a little bit. I think it had a little bit of surface to it. But for him, was throwing a weaker ball than he probably normally would have started with. I can't see what Eric's throwing something with a little bit of surface on it.
I give up trying to figure out the ball thing tomorrow because there's like 50 new balls since the last time I worked.
50 new balls. That's almost, yeah. Well, it was funny because I was visiting shops today, and they're like, tell me about the new balls. I was like, well, we've had 13 releases for August and September.
Right. That's all.
So, and Eric's bowling well. Eric's throwing the same ball as CJ was. Eric's throwing a hero. So I think that kind of tells me, watching, on the right side, that some of the cleaner pieces are the option, because the fronts.
Oh, there's Eric.
Yeah.
Or a portion of Eric. He's slimmed down a bit this summer.
It's good.
Somebody had to lose weight.
I definitely did. With the Michigan hibernation for 3 months and not being able to go to a gym, I definitely. And I would cook for like 3 days.
Yeah, that's why you didn't go to the gym.
Yeah. I was doing really good there for a while.
Well, that one crept a little high, but all right. A little late for action.
No, the problem is I'd go to the grocery store and get tired of getting the fresh stuff that expired, so then I would just get frozen pizza and pizza rolls. But then there was a shortage of that for a little bit. And COVID can take a lot of stuff away from me, but when you take frozen pizza and pizza rolls away from me, that's when you're going to upset me.
So you were talking, you would just went grocery shopping for socialism.
Yeah.
Socializing. But
Socialism.
Socialism, yeah. Close, yeah, same thing. Socializing.
Yeah.
But see, what happened here is we used to just start doing the drive up, so you couldn't even go to the grocery store for exercise. You just order ahead and pull up, and they put it in your car.
Oh, wow. Yeah, see.
You don't get those couple thousand steps anymore.
Yeah, the lines at some points, like the Targets and stuff, they would say it was like a 2-hour wait for that stuff. And I'm like, I'll put a mask on, I'll walk in and
Yeah, you're just shopping for one.
Yeah, just shopping for one.
Yeah, we're shopping for 5 right now.
Oh, yeah. Nope, I'd walk in and get my stuff. My air fryer got its workout during quarantine, and But you can tell I'm traveling now because my fridge this morning when I left it had my water jug in it and a couple small things, but other than that, it's empty.
We'll just get completely out of bowling topic, but have you had a chance to travel Michigan much since you've been there? Northern Michigan? Have you Traverse City? Oh,
I haven't.
You need some road trips. I'll give you some places to go.
I need to, yeah.
You need some road trips. There's some beautiful, especially this time of year, some great places to go.
Yeah, I've explored obviously Spring Lake and Grand Haven a little bit. For those that don't know, where Brunswick is located in Muskegon, and all the sales reps are stationed in Muskegon, and then we travel. It's right on Lake Michigan. So I live in Grand Haven. My apartment complex is right by Lake Michigan. It's like a 1.5 miles off. So it's a nice little walk after work, or when I wasn't working, we could go down and go to the beach, and you don't have to park. And
So here's the first thing you learn. So when you tell people where it's at, you just say, hold up your left hand, and where you're at is about a 1/2 inch below your pinky finger.
right, that's why they call it the mitt.
It's easy. Trailer again. I don't know why he ever leaves Houston. He just strikes everywhere in this town.
He strikes a lot. I mean, yeah, he's pretty tough.
All right, how about a Greek church conversion?
Does it have a chance? Oh,
Well, it had a chance.
that was closer than I would have given it before she threw it. I hate that spare.
So do you go at it that way, or would you go at the 4-7? I mean, you're left-handed, but it seemed. Would you go to try to kick the 4 into the 9? And I think a textbook is what they say if you're really trying to make it.
Yeah,
What-
I think.
what would you do on that?
Lately I've realized though that you're depending on if you need count or not, because
Right.
a lot of them say that you go for the 2 because it's a better angle to shoot at it, where the 3 you don't create enough angle to get over there. So I've learned that over the years. Oh, we have an update.
Another update?
Another update. Leader after two is now Jacob Butcher at 116 over. Brian Viator is in second at 114 over. Mr. Derek Armswing Woods in third at 106. Cameron Grisham is fourth at 105, and rounding out your top five is Skylar, I'm going to butcher this, Golofsky at 103. And your number at 58 is 24 over.
Stay right there. It went up.
It went up. It did.
But it's going to go down. Yeah, I don't feel, after watching what we're seeing again in this area, I don't know, I'm not confident of that number now.
Yeah,
I was after one.
We got a couple good players that are right around the bubble. Christine Gills, 54th at 20. We got a lot of guys at 20, 25, and 24. So yeah, there's a four-way tie right now at 24th. Some 21s, and then it kind of drops down a little bit. So we'll kind of see how everybody finishes up here. Nick Burgess who's right around the numbers to our left over here. We'll see what he shoots.
Where's he at?
I think he's on 1 and 2. Nick Burgess is on 1 and 2. He's a lefty.
Well, of course you know who he is.
Yeah, we stick together.
You wait tomorrow. I'll take a picture. There'll be a table on Longview with 6 lefties sitting at it.
Absolutely. It'll be
Guaranteed.
it'll be AJ Rice, Jacob,
And Michael.
Kevin Williams, myself. You'll have to throw the random righty in, so it'll be Jake. It'll be the bankroll. Jake will be at the table, and then.
In the deck of Uno cards.
Hey, we get down on some Uno cards at NDO tournaments.
I'm okay with it.
We I think it was last year. It was last year on the Monday when we were in the bar. None of the guys.
I didn't stick around that long.
We were waiting for the step ladder, and we were playing Uno. 8 of us. It was like $10 a game.
Oh, afterwards a
Yep.
little bit too.
Yep.
All right, Gabe's hooking, he's going to move left, and how about finishing strong here?
Change balls. Yep.
there
I
you
think
go.
he went to a weaker ball.
Phil ball always strikes.
Phil ball always strikes. Yep.
It's a guarantee.
Yep.
It's like 98% of the time.
Yep. He's playing. He's ball rep.
Yep.
Yeah. There we go.
Move 15 left and get into a 6-0.
You're right. Jonathan Norman's going to have a good game. What's Jonathan Norman at? He was.
Ooh, trailer doesn't get that 7.
So I'm not seeing. Jonathan Norman was 55 over going into this game, and he's going to be okay. Jonathan Norman's going to have a big game. Who else do we have on this pair that we know?
Keep it up. Johnny finished plus 43. Come on, get it, Reggie. We need it. Get it all, Reggie.
Yeah, so Eric's got 250 off the sheet. That would put him in really solid position at 107.50. Thing is, you shoot 750 and then the pins just disappear.
Right. Start over.
Yep.
So, yeah, if Bill tomorrow makes a number, I guarantee he doesn't want to draw 3 and 4.
Nope.
There's no chance. And more than likely, that's the one you'll draw.
And if he draws 3 and 4, he's definitely not going to throw the same ball.
No. Just a reminder, we'll have a little break. We'll be able to get ourselves a snack,
Yeah,
a little
snack.
beverage, and come back with the next 2 rounds and crown a champion here on the King of the Hill summer finale here at Emerald Bowl.
Houston, Texas.
Oh, missed Jonathan. There he is.
Oh, there he is. Yep. Still got 260. 60 will put him in good position, so he'll be in top half. Oh, somebody took him in the Calcutta, so.
I didn't do good enough, so I'll go around my horses now. Right, Randy.
We got a breakdown on 1 and 2, so that's just going to slow down things a little even more.
Yeah, when you got a frame to go and you're not going to make the cut, I think that's when you just walk out the door.
Yeah, I'm done.
I'm not waiting for him to fix
right.
it. See you later.
Garrett Thompson's got some strikes going down there. It's like 230-ish from what I can see from here.
Yes.
Oh, lane one's up. Time to go. Time to bowl.
Side. Good place to leave it. Good shooting, J-Dog. 720 for J-Dog. Good job, Nick.
Jay Nephew's finishing up over here. Not a very good game. I don't know. What was Jay at after 2?
Oh, he jumped 487.
Oh.
Oh,
So
he
he-
must shot 270 last game.
Yeah. So this one, he's going to be fine, so he's going to get in.
I'm not seeing Rita on there, though. You seen her on there? I've looked through it 3 times. Oh, wait, do I have 3 sheets? We got the wrong.
Yeah,
there we go.
Yeah.
That's why there was another sheet. Yeah, she was at plus 29 after 2. And what's she doing this game? Oh, she's going backwards.
What's up,
160s.
sir? Good to see you.
Yeah, 165. That's why she was.
What is she at?
She was plus 29, but she's going to lose 30, 40 pins. So she's going
Yeah.
to be minus.
So unless the number really goes down, we could hope get closer to my number. No,
Not happening.
not happening. All right.
I do have a cut score number for you at the break, though. It's not suitable for air.
Sean looks like
No real oil, not at all. It's just 3 games. We'll cut the field in half, then 1 game, 1 game.
Yep.
And let's get back to our pair that still got things happening on it.
Looks like Sean Maldonado had 236, game 3. He's already in solid position.
We were talking earlier about the competition down here a little bit. A few years back, remember, Maldonado won 4 consecutive regionals in this region. And also in the middle of that was a Longview win.
Yep.
So 5 consecutive tournaments that Sean won down here. And
Yep.
that's, we were talking about some other players just in Houston. You look all across the state of Texas. I would still argue with anybody, not because I live here now, but I was in Michigan for a long time, but this is the toughest region.
Yeah, absolutely.
I don't think it's even close. I mean, Central's pretty good, but the number of players you have down here on any given Saturday or Sunday is just,
Yeah,
the number of national titles and Hall of Famers that walk into a regional in this area is crazy.
It's unbelievable. Yeah, I mean, and that was the stretch at Longview where it was the cheater team of Maldonado and West Malott.
West Malott, yeah, 3 years in a row.
Yep.
They didn't lose a match for 2 consecutive years.
Right. And they probably would be bowling together if West still lived down here.
They didn't bowl the last couple of years.
Well, I think the one year there was a PVA event, or West was somebody was injured, I think.
Yeah, I think Sean was injured,
Yeah.
something like that. Yeah.
Yeah, Sean's had that hamstring.
All right, we got a couple more shots to go here. Richard Turner on the right, Eric Trailer on the left.
And Nick Burgess is up on the left. He's got 250, so he's going to be fine because he was in the number going into this game.
He's bowling with Matt Stevens tomorrow in Longview.
Yep.
It's a pretty solid release.
Yeah, he works for Donna and Carroll, so I'm sure working under the
That
tutelage
explains
there,
it. Yeah.
tutelage there will help.
One of our sponsors right there, bottom right of your screen, Carol Norman's Pro Shop. You can bowl too. Nice segue. Way to set
like
that
that?
up.
I set
well
it up.
done. Well done.
I did it without even you knowing. I ninja'd it.
You did it without yourself knowing.
Exactly. It's a salesman for you. Eric Trailer going to finish up here with 253.
Ooh, got half of them.
Half.
Get the other half with the next ball. Nope.
You didn't want those 5, Eric. You're fine. That's the heartbreaker for like the bracket scores, where you shoot 250, but it's an odd number. So you lose 40, he's going to be at 70 over, so
Nice.
he's going
All
to be
right.
in.
Any other things we can see here? Before we get our break, we got
No,
see.
we're about wrapped up. I mean, everybody in front of us is this gentleman. I don't know.
Shoot 240s?
Yeah, this gentleman right here is going to shoot 240. He's running them out, so he might have needed it. I don't know.
So don't go away. Even if the stream stops, we will be back with the next 2 rounds. So
Yep. We're
no
gonna go-
sleeping yet. What time is it?
No.
10 o'clock here. 11 o'clock East Coast. Younger Barry, you're not going to bed yet.
It's holiday weekend.
Younger Barry is going to be up all weekend watching bowling. He stays up and watches till 2:30 in the morning in Longview. Even. I don't even stay awake. I fell asleep for one of the matches in Longview last year. I was sitting in the chair.
Yeah. So tomorrow night they have the players auction, and then they have 3 rounds.
3 rounds, yeah.
So if the third round,
It'll be 2 o'clock at least tomorrow.
yeah. Yeah, you always want to win those first 2 matches because then you get to sleep in. So then you have to be at the bowling alley till noon on Saturday.
Yep.
I'm going to take a nap tomorrow. I'm going to get to Longview in time. Last year I waited for Omar, and if anybody knows Omar, Omar's never on time for anything. So we got there right as we got auctioned off, so we missed ourselves in the Calcutta.
How'd that work out?
Yeah, it worked out okay.
All right, 232, just on that pair. 255, 253, 23, 32. Some big numbers there.
Yeah, it just like I said, I feel a lot of the players are starting to go to those weaker shell, cleaner cover bowling balls, and the guys that did it, we had the young man shoot 300 with a weaker ball. Eric bowled well, and we had Jonathan Norman throw a ASIM ball, so it's a stronger core but a cleaner cover. The duller balls seem to be, the lefties are still throwing the bigger cover balls, but they don't have as much traffic on the lane, so. It'll be curious to see after that they lane sit for a little bit too, because they'll start hooking a little more.
So it's break time. Stick with us. Hang out. Don't go too far.
We'll be back.
And actually, almost all the pairs are done, so it might not be as long as we originally might have thought.
Yeah, enough to get a beverage, and we'll be back.
All right. Sounds good. Thanks, Mike.
Yep.
No practice. I wasn't ready for that. One game. We got our leaders down here. The way they drew the pairs, they ended up being right here on our camera. So, all right, what do we got? What do we got here? Air trailer. Brian Viator. Game. Got the top 29. Welcome, Ray Brooks, watching over in Italy. Thank you. So make sure anybody new to Ballstream TV, thanks for watching, but subscribe, become a follower of the page. You'll get a notification, link, update, email, whatever, anytime we go live. And we got tons of bowling coming all weekend long. Again, this is just the start of 4 days of live streaming here all across South Texas and East Texas. We're going to pack up all the stuff tomorrow, or well, tonight, and we're going to head to Longview. The big Longview double, $10,000 to the winning team this weekend over there. And always stout fields, 64 team blind draw double elimination, one of the funnest formats you're ever going to see, one of the best tournaments of the year. And there will be several PBA champions, Hall of Famers, major winners in attendance, and the best scratch bowlers from across the country tomorrow in Longview. So be sure to come check that. Cut score was 640. It was big. It went from 609 to 624 to 640. Trailer striking Hager. Let's see, guy. He's got the old orange ball there. Matches his shirt. Boom. He'll be in Longview tomorrow. And so will this guy, Maldi. He's won it several times. I think he'll be there. I don't know. I didn't memorize the roster. So I don't feel so bad. I was only one that got caught sleeping with no warm-ups. Mike Dole's back, and yeah, there was no practice.
Yeah, no practice. Yeah,
whoa, I'm not ready.
I was talking to Jay Nephew, and they're like, Jay, you're up. And he's like, oh, he's running.
Yeah, I was getting a soda, and hey, we're going. All right, but here we are. And we got our leaders. Top 12 right here in front of us. Luck of the draw.
That's a good draw.
Yeah, very good.
Yeah.
So
and now they're cutting.
I won the bet, by the way. The cut was 640.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
I think we both lose.
No, you went under.
Yeah.
I set the number, you
true.
went under. So Vegas rules, I win.
All right.
But it wasn't
I'll buy
624.
How about I buy you a drink tomorrow?
All right, I'll take it.
All right.
Quadruple bourbon.
Quadruple bourbon.
Just one glass, right? It's a drink.
I think so. Watka is a big bourbon fan. I think he might have emptied out. He has a bourbon guy at the Meijer in Muskegon. When they get some of the rare stuff in, the guy from the grocery store calls him.
I like it.
Yeah, he's a big Woodford guy.
Well, that's a product of flying.
Yeah.
You get Woodford on Delta flights, so yeah,
Yeah.
it's just Woodford is. Yeah. I mean, so I hear.
So yeah.
So
They don't serve it right now, so you're in trouble.
Yeah, not a fan of that.
But you're not flying as much anymore, so.
Oh, not at all. I had. What did I figure? I had 9 flights in 7 days in June. But yeah, that was it.
I did miss it today. This was the first flight since March 18th, so I kind of missed it today. Oh, air trailer. His ball did that same thing that Ildemaro's did on lane 4. That's impressive.
Right now there's 82 bottles.
That's pretty neat. All full or?
No.
No.
Not anymore.
Just collector bottles. Got it.
So I knew half the players in front of us. So
Bobby Browder's up.
You have to have this guy. He's got a Bob shirt on.
Yep, that's Bobby. Of course, we all know this guy. He's on TV all the time, Maldonado. Ooh. That's what I said, that two-handers. You never know when you think it's aced it. And then
and that 9-pin is what cost him a title in
is that Indy?
in Lubbock
Oh, Lubbock.
against Jacob Butch, I believe, who was right there.
Yeah, he didn't. He had a
That's almost not nice, is it?
No, no.
It was Jacob's first title.
Josh Sorolla. So we got house mouse up. Yeah, we got a lot of. Ooh, got the leg kick going.
So this one game, 29 of the 50. So they took a little more than half. There's 103 players and 58 made this first round.
Okay.
So 29 will make the next round. So a little better than a 1-4 cash ratio for the King of the Hill finale. And Omar called me, wanted to stream it just to surprise the players, give them something a little special on his last night. So here we are. We've already seen a 300. So
Omar already giving it. He's always giving it back to the players.
well, when you got his money.
Yeah, right. Yeah. All right. So since you did the last time,
All right, 29 players.
29 players. Man.
I got a number in my head. I'm not going to look. I have a number in my head. So tell me when you have yours written down.
Done.
226.
Ooh. 225.
I guess I got the over.
Ooh. That's pretty good. We're on
That's not
the
bad.
same. We're on the same. I had 224, 225 popped right into my head, so I felt like that's a. Like I said, the field here is pretty stout. So it's
And here's
gonna
our overall leader, Jacob Hager.
Whoop.
Nobody on lane 1 has missed yet. They've got the front 9 combined.
Now the pins did drop. If this is your first NDO, so the
They
pins
drop. Yeah,
They drop.
One,
So
one and done.
it doesn't
right now.
matter. Yeah, it doesn't matter what you do.
It didn't matter if you shot 900. It's irrelevant.
Yep.
Brian Viator.
Oh, he got a mittful of that one.
Wow.
Look at BV.
Whoa.
Trying to hook it like the young kids.
I think he forgot he's old.
I think he did too.
Brian, how old are you?
You're watching your kid too much.
Got a paw full of that one.
Got a little bit of mix too. It's not a lot of for the lefties. There's quite a bit of righties too. So it's not like
only
it
2
seems like
righties, I think, in the top 12. I think.
2 lefties. Mean
2 lefties, yes. You know what I meant. Two of the others.
I think there might be 3 because Jacob. Oh no, top 12 is just right here. So yeah, there's just the 2. And Jacob's right out tied because he had 190 last game 3. And you can never count Jacob out.
Anita Arnett made it.
Did she sneak in?
John Austin made it, another lefty. Christine Gill, I see her down there. She made it.
Yep, she did. Yeah, she had 220 last game.
I still think she's a player that's got a chance to win a title on the women's tour. I thought
I think-
that for a while.
I think if-
she has the tools.
I think she made the match play at the Women's U.S. Open this year, and I think that was a big confidence boost for her. We're really trying to work with her. I've been friends with Christine since college, and we're really just trying to work with her learning ball motion and layouts and stuff because I think that just makes anybody a better player, especially out on the women's tour because you need to be able to go out on the truck, and there's some really good women bowlers, like there's some good men bowlers. Like Pete Weber doesn't know, the access points. Like Pete just says put 3 holes in it and tell me where to throw
Yep.
it, and I'm going to shoot
Yep.
300 with it. But I think if we can get her educated a little more on some layouts and when balls fit where, I think she's going to be a force, out there, and she has a chance. I mean, she's a grinder. Like I said, it's just got to go through those motions out there. The women that are out there bowling have bowled on the men's tour for the last few years, so they're seasoned. Danielle McCune, Shannon O'Keefe, Liz Johnson, they're seasoned vets, and even at Danielle's young age.
Maria Rodriguez.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, Danielle might be 27, 28, and she's a seasoned vet because I mean, that's all she does is bowl. So, like I said, there's a lot of those young girls. We have another, young girl that out of college, Kayla Crawford. I think that she's got a lot of potential. Taylor Bailey, one of Shannon's girls from McKendree that just came on to DV8 staff. I think she's got a ton of potential, and just got to invest in the future. Bobby with the week 10 there.
Let's just hope that there's a women's tour again next year. I gotta believe there will be, but we need to get bowling going everywhere.
I think, looking at, talking to the really smart people at the head of Brunswick and listening to what they're thinking, we're probably looking, if everything goes good, we're probably looking at March, April before we're back at 90%. And that's just in time for the women's tour. So, I mean, you can hope.
Well, the thing is, they got to figure out a schedule, and you still got. I mean, I've heard estimates California could be 6 weeks to 6 months.
Yeah.
And literally, that's no joke. It could be really, really bad.
You're getting to the point where it was even like that. You heard rumors in North Carolina and Michigan where they were just opening. They were opening as private clubs, and they just weren't gonna. They couldn't take it anymore.
And I've had that conversation with some friends out west. At what point do you just say, screw it, I'm opening the doors?
Right.
Shut me down. I mean, put me out of business. You already put me out of business, so
right.
What I got to lose?
Yeah, I mean, look at Fountain Bowl. I mean, that center's been around forever. Now it's up for sale.
Well, that's the tough part in California, especially. There's so many centers that do good, but the real estate is worth so much money. It's ridiculous. The one guy, I can't think of his name now, but he's got a center in the San Francisco area. He owns the land, so you know. Like, so I asked him one time, so why are you in business? Sell the price. No, I own the land. I don't have to worry about it.
Right.
That's a huge difference.
Absolutely, that's a big difference.
If you're not paying a lease on property in California, you're making money. So, but yeah, the land up there is just insane what it costs.
Absolutely, yeah.
I mean, I think San Diego is going to be down to 5 or 6 centers by the end of the year.
That's unbelievable.
Because the land is just so valuable. And we're not just talking a few $1 million. I'm talking
tens of millions,
tens and 20 million.
Well,
I mean, it's just
like Fountain Bowl is right off the expressway, right? So it's prime real estate.
pretty close. Yeah, pretty close. But yeah, it's right there off one of the main highways, and it's probably a 15 million plus just for the land alone.
It's crazy.
It's kind of a residential area. You never been to Fountain?
I've never been to California outside of LAX.
Oh yeah, that didn't count. That's a whole different city there. But
yeah.
Oh, Fountain Bowl, Barry Ash on a pro shop there.
Yep.
Great place.
Yeah, unfortunately, I've never.
So here's an idea what it's like in Fountain Bowl. So there's some places like if you go in Summerlin, like Suncoast, there's in the cars there. There's Mercedes and there's BMWs and there's nice vehicles. You go to the parking lot at Fountain and it's Bentleys and Maseratis. It's a whole different clientele.
Second nature to have a $400,000 vehicle.
Yeah. Well, Hager's string stopped at 5. Viator stopped at 4.
Yeah, Jacob looked like he missed his in, like he didn't get to the dry enough because it backed up.
Well, he's throwing a big ball too, with a little bit of surface, not a ton, but little.
Brian's almost looked like it came behind it, like he got it too far down the lane before it wanted to do it.
Just kind of scanning as far as I can see here. Nobody else has got a string going. Oh, there's a front 5 down on 11 and 12.
We had one on lane 7, but that ended. I mean, it's hard to judge what the scores are because we have the top 12 in front of us, and there's a lot of striking going on.
Ooh, slapped a 9-pin out of there. So do you get bonus points for the shirt and ball matching? You get like 1 bonus pin for that?
Isn't that what Barnes was doing for a while with Columbia? Like he had that was when they were doing the bright colors.
Oh yeah. I give him extra pin for that. That's tiebreaker.
Yeah, he's gotten a little better. If he can do it, I couldn't pull it off.
As long as he quits wearing black and yellow all the time.
Yeah. Well, Wichita colors. So Sean does.
Where his son's going now too as well. Another two-hander. Bowled his first PBA regional last weekend.
Yeah.
Ryan and bowled pretty solid.
Oh God, it's you just look at the future. You look at his kid, and then you look at Wes Malot's kid, who's
I'm surprised he hasn't won. He's been so close a couple times right down here in the non-champs.
Yeah, the
He's
one
been
here, yeah.
so close.
He's 16 and he looks like he's 30. And then you look at Parker Bones' kids. There's so much raw talent. It's just in the genes. I mean, you watch Brandon and Justin throw it, and they were up in the office. They were on their way back from something, and they were going to go bowl some youth tournament in Indianapolis, and they stopped in the office and they did some videos and stuff, and they just strike.
Yeah, they were just born into it. The entire family.
Well, yeah, Leslie was Team USA in Wichita, and
But I mean, they've been bowling at a high level for a long time, and
Yep.
they were like maybe 9 and 10 first time I saw them at a charity event out east.
Yep.
And the other pros would bring them in to throw their like 12 shot for 300 game.
Yep.
And they were striking every time. Open frame, that's gonna hurt.
Yep. It's not.
This little one game shootout. You want to get all you can. Oh, we got to have a six bagger here on 5 and 6. Who is that?
I don't know.
Coming up now on lane 6.
There's guys now. You're starting to get into the 6th, 7th frame. We're gonna have to figure out. Start striking a little more. You guys are gonna start score watching a little bit, and then you're gonna have to. It's a good recovery shot for Bobby there after last couple shots have been a little bit haywire.
So hit the share button there on your screen. We've got another full game to go yet, and I didn't hear the payout, but it's at least 1,000 to the winner.
Right.
A nice little afternoon of bowling, a little extra cash.
Yeah, good evening of bowling. Just the late NBA game was a blowout, so didn't miss anything.
I watched Did you watch the Rockets game last night?
I did.
Wow, I've been a Rockets fan for 30 years, and man, that was a heck of a finish.
I don't know how both of those games last night. I don't know how you end them like that.
I didn't see the end of the first one. I heard it was interesting, but I didn't even see a highlight of what happened.
He put up a 3 at the end with like 0.1 left, and they called a ticky-tack foul on Giannis. So Jimmy Butler had 2 free throws to win the game because the game was tied.
Oh.
So he just needed to make 1.
Brutal. Trailer strikes.
Yeah, Clippers blew Denver out of the water game 1 tonight. So Boston and Toronto snuck out a game against Boston.
I don't ever like ragging on the refs because it's a hard job in any sport to be a ref, and there's a 10-pin that just came close to do on the messenger. But they were trying to give the game to Oklahoma last night.
Yes, they were.
My goodness. But,
Well, unless you talk to Chris Paul, because then he thinks one of the referees is out for him. So
well, of course.
Justin Wren stepping up here on lane 6. He's going to need to start striking here. 97 in the 5th on a spare in the 6th. He's going to.
He needs the sheet.
Yeah, he's going to need a 3-bagger at least.
Even just for your confidence.
And
Nope.
that's not gonna be good. Like I said, this is the time you're looking around, looking at scores, kind of judging what you think it's going to be. And Justin looked like he really wanted that one, and they hooked quite a bit.
All right. If Viator strikes and fist pumps, I'm picking him to win.
Okay.
All right, I'm not picking him now.
Nope. Yeah, that one he got to the right super quick, and it just jackknifed off of it. Maldonado steps up here. Let's see what he's working with. He's on 260, so he's got a decent game going. So he's not in. Rep. One of those 10 pins that don't understand how it stands up. We got a front 8 down here, a couple pairs down. Let's see if we can figure out who it is.
I think this is Skylar, isn't it?
Yep, that's
Yeah.
Skylar. Yep.
Klanowski.
He gets a mitt
He's
full
kind
of
of
it,
got
too. He
he's
don't get
kind of got
cheated.
the Matter Grady release, but not the jello arm. But at the
Right.
bottom, it's kind of got that little flip.
Yep. He
That hurts
don't-
my wrist just mocking that. Ugh.
he's
Got to be
not-
strong to do that.
He's not getting cheated. Jacob stepping up there and get a strikeout. Eric Traylor's stepping up in the ninth here. He's just got to be safe here.
I think that is Reggie Moses with the front eight,
I would.
I believe, coming up right now. There's Trailer on the left. He strikes.
He didn't get half that time, so he liked it.
Are you guys making these shirts? Is that, or is there somebody else
Nope,
making those?
nope, they're making them. They got a guy down here that's making them.
Yeah, I like how they got that on the back.
Yeah. Yeah, that seems to be the we went through a whole bunch of different kind of hashtags for the brands, and we wanted to kind of we really didn't have a one for the group when it was the three original brands from Muskegon, and then they had obviously they had Team EBI, so we kind of wanted to do something that they could say is as a group, and then obviously they do their individual brand, and the brands of Brunswick has stuck. We went
Bob.
through. Yeah, Bob.
You guys need to get Bob Newhart, like the ghost of Bob Newhart, to
Right.
do commercials for you.
Oh,
That'd
it would be great if there's a couple we have one of the balls called Authority, and I just wish we could have sent one to the guys that made South Park and have Cartman, just yell Authority and.
See, that's why I would never be allowed to be in charge of like marketing for a big company like that, because I would do that kind
Yeah.
of stuff.
Yeah.
Why not? The best jokes are the one with multiple layers that takes people a few minutes to get, and then it's really funny.
Yep.
All right, Maldonado. What's he got going on here? He's got 49, so he's
6-0.
he's pacing 2-0. Well, a little more. So
Probably
yeah.
needs a double here.
Yeah, a double would be good. Oh, set that one short. All right. Definitely didn't get out on the lane.
He didn't like it though, but
No, I didn't either, I'll be honest. I think he kind of lost it.
Jacob with the 7 throwing a purple hammer. I know by no surprise. Every time I see him, he's got more and more tattoos. He's got a big Vegas one on his calf now.
Well, hopefully he doesn't have a deal with himself where every time he wins a tournament he's got to get a tattoo, because
He'd already be covered.
that just wouldn't work. And we still got front. Was it front 8 or front 9? What's it? Front 8.
Front 8. So looking like we got in the front. So we got 240, 230, 230. Yeah, I mean, like I said, there's a lot of score up here, but again, these are the guys that obviously had the best look in qualifying. So. This will be a big hit.
Get fast with his feet, try to catch up to it, and
Yep.
just it's hard to hit.
Well, he's
Makes it
gonna
hard to hit at the bottom when you run them like that.
he's gonna hope that your number's right.
Nah, I said over that.
Oh,
Trailer rolls rolling that 2-pin.
Eric Trailer safely gonna make it into the next round.
Roll that
Max.
beautiful 2-pin.
Max at 270.
Yeah, Jacob holds my numbers wrong, because I went over your 225.
Oh yeah. So he can get 8 here, and then it'll be under.
I should have replayed that one because I missed by like 30.
And it struck. Shocker.
That's why you're the house mouse.
Yeah, I guess so. That was awful. I was hoping to go Brooklyn. No chance.
Is there another sport where the players are more self-defecating than bowling?
I don't think so.
What chance?
Maybe golf.
I don't know.
They had that video, I think it was Justin Thomas last week, where he hit a shot and it was not even, like it was a par 3 and he hit it, it was probably a 100-footer. He goes, that might be the worst golf shot I've ever seen in my
I did
life.
see that one, yeah.
And
But he was still on the green.
Right,
but
exactly.
yeah.
Of course, you watch that, and then you watch the little kid. You see the video of the little kid that hit the hole-in-one or tumbled down the hill?
No.
It was on Barstool. He teed it up, and he probably only hit it 30 yards, but it was an uphill par 3. It tumbled down and rolled right into the hole. He was probably 10.
Whatever works.
And that,
How many hole-in-ones you got? Okay, see, he's got one more than you. I mean, that's the key. You got to fall down.
I don't have any pars in my life, let alone.
Come on.
Let alone. So, Viator's up here now. He just needs to stay clean in the 10th frame, and he should be okay. We both agree 220 is the good number, so that's going to get him in. Bobby's going to be in 230. That pretty much gets Jared into because that puts him in the 230s. I mean, we could be completely wrong, but I think 220. I think 225 is a good score. So Maldonado wants all of them here. Except the good thing is, even if you sneak in at the number, pins drop.
It doesn't matter. Yeah, just get in. Aldi finishes 229.
Yep. Uh-oh. Buttroff just kind of went on a single pin spur, and then he just missed one over here. So he went from being a lock-in to going to need a double here.
And front 9 down there.
Oh, there's the fist bump. You're just 2 frames late.
He was a little bit too late.
A little bit too late.
Jared's got the nice SpongeBob mask. He needs a new Bucky. There's a Bucky's mask like that now too. He's got to get one of those.
Yeah. I'm excited to go to Bucky's.
How can you not be?
The only thing I just like, all the stuff I like from Bucky's isn't good for me. So
I tell you what. So I actually drove by Bucky's 3 times this summer and didn't stop. And today, I got gas, went in the store and didn't buy anything.
that's impressive. That's hard. When you go in and don't buy anything, that's self-control.
Oh, when you're my age, you just got to go to the bathroom. That's all I was worried about. But yeah, I actually didn't buy something at a Bucky's. And for those of you not from Texas don't know what Bucky's is, you get on a flight and come find out. It's the best store ever.
The largest gas stations. It's like a Walmart gas station.
You've been to the one like, was
100
it Temple? Like just east of Dallas?
Yeah.
They have like 200. I went through there a couple years ago. They have 220 gas pumps, and I had to wait.
Yeah. Yep.
Are you kidding me?
Yep. But you can go inside the store, and they make beef jerky there, and they make all this other. It's unbelievable.
I tried to get my wife to do all our Christmas shopping there last year because you could.
Yeah.
But she didn't. Yeah, she wouldn't do it. We did get a lot of stuff there for Christmas, but.
Skylar's in. Skylar should be okay now. This gentleman
Yeah,
on
Mark.
lane 3 needs.
Yeah. Let's see. Well, yeah, 220s with us, 221 with a spare. So another strike here for the lefty would be good. And
Oh, trip
got
6.
it.
All right,
Look at our string. So we got
our
front 9.
nine's up.
Yeah, Longview tomorrow night. I'm 8:30. Well, probably 8:30 start round one.
Probably 8:30.
Right around there.
That's a big Calcutta, so
Yeah, between 8 and 8:30. You know.
9:30.
So just for people watching, to just subscribe. It's free to subscribe on YouTube, and you'll get as soon as we go live, you'll get a notification on your phone or an email or something. So it'll be a direct link, so you can get it. Well, I'm going to guess everybody off lane 1, except for that 225. I'm not giving that 225 in because that goes against my number. Everybody else is in. On lane 2, we've got 217 low. What else? Is that it? No.
We have a front 11.
All right.
Honor score alert. Beat, 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 beat. Yeah, Justin Run's going to need all of them here. 213 to have a sniff.
Oh, yeah, I was a frame off there. And, no.
2-0. I don't think that's going to be enough.
Ray Brooks, I don't have that Italy conversion on the timetable for tomorrow. I'm not sure what time it'll be over there. So this is round 2, just a one gamer. We're going to cut the field from 58 to 29, and I think it'll be a pretty short break. And did he get 12th one?
He did.
No. Did he?
Yep.
Nobody made a sound. It was like golf clap.
It's like when you shoot 300. Everybody's used to it, right?
No.
No?
I can't even tell you the last time. Well, kind of tell you the last time I bowled is February. I think last year I got 15 games in 2019, plus 9 in that, so 24 games in I think last year.
That's
in 2019.
So yeah, it's funny because when I was in the shop, I bowled league a couple times a week, and I enjoyed bowling league. And since moving to Michigan, I've bowled a total in 3 years with 30 games of league. Just being on the road and.
I had 15 games in league, but I actually bowled. I bowled some,
that's a big
some
shot
stuff
for
when I was on
Jacob
the road.
That's a big shot for Jacob right there.
And he knew it. Walking it out.
Is the queen of NDO going to sneak in? What does she got? That's 9 spare, 214, and it's going to be close. The better
I
our
don't
net.
like it.
You don't like it?
I don't like it. I stick to my number. Got to sell it. You just it is what it is.
That's a big strike there for Jake.
And there is not a single person rooting for him to make the next round.
No.
Yeah, just don't give him another chance.
You don't want to give him a chip you don't want to give him a chip in a chair.
Yeah, we looked at his winning. He should actually have 2 more wins, 2 U.S. Opens, back to back. I mean, he led 2 years by over 600 pins each year, and just lost a 1-game match, in the step ladders, which is just brutal. But just dominated the fields 2 years in a row.
Yeah, we were. I don't know where we were. It might have been holiday doubles. Me and Jacob hang out quite a bit holiday doubles, and he was picking on me because he beat me in qualifying or something. We brought up bowling. I said, well, if you could pick up a 7-pin, you'd already be Hall of Fame eligible.
Ouch.
And he, it was one of those drop the mic moments because he had some spare issues in both those U.S. Opens.
Well, it could have been punch the mic moment there.
It could have been, yes, it could have been.
Yeah. So that's
it's
it.
all in good fun.
1 game over, and that's another. We talked about the self-defecation of the bowlers, but it's all in good fun, and the family atmosphere and the camaraderie across the country, and is what makes this such a great sport. And we just need to get back to everybody bowling everywhere.
Yeah, it's just been great. I bowled we had a Anchor Girls Trios tournament in Northern Illinois over this past weekend, and it was just good to see a whole lot of people I hadn't seen in a few months. And now coming down here, I mean, especially at Longview, you're going to see people you haven't seen in forever, and it's going to feel good. I mean, it felt good just to get on a plane again. I mean, it's been the girl at Southwest who always, because Grand Rapids Airport isn't very big, so you see the same people, and she's like, I hadn't seen you in a while. I'm like, well, business is slow. So, but it was kind of cool, too, because she goes, don't you guys usually have a big tournament around this time of year? So, I mean, they're missing the USBCs, and a lot of that stuff got canceled.
That's the good and bad thing about this. There's been some great new events over the last several months because people are putting stuff on for people to bowl because they're around. But once the tours get back, those tournaments are gone.
Yeah.
But it's all right. So short break. Finals coming up here in just a quick minute at Emerald Bowl.
Yes, sir.
We'll be back.
gentlemen. All right. I'll sit and watch you. Have fun.
All right. Here we go. This is it. Finals. One game. One game for all the marbles or all the.
You think Gildemar was
Dollars.
excited not to have to bowl in 3 and 4?
I saw him walking this way. I think, oh, stop. It's kind of like the cliffhanger on Price is Right. Stop, Bill tomorrow. Stop, Bill tomorrow. And
Yep.
he didn't have to hit 3 and 4. So
Yep. No whammy, no whammy, no whammy.
well, we got Derek Woods. So this is a one game for the win.
Yep.
So good evening or good morning to everyone that's still sticking with us. Thank you for hanging on through the technical difficulties and all that good stuff. But we're going. We're here. Kirby Pitts on this pair to our left.
Trying to go for back-to-back King of the Hill wins?
Was it just this past Monday he won, or was it 2 weeks ago?
I thought it was this past Monday.
I don't remember. All the days run together.
Let's take a look.
I think it was a week and a half ago. Yeah, the girl that won Monday, it was a girl that won Monday night.
Oh, really?
Yes. Jacob and some other players were there, so I don't remember who it was, but it was last week the Kirby one.
Oh, Joe. No, yeah, Joe. Somebody won. Yeah, Kirby won last week.
Was Trailer on this part, or was he on 5 and 6 last game?
Kirby won the last one that was here, so he'd be going for back-to-back
All right.
ones here.
There you go.
So I was close.
I'll give it to you.
All right.
So now Trailer, was he on this pair last time, or is he over there?
Trailer was over here.
Okay, so he's not on the same pair, which would just be luck of the draw. And cut score was 217. We were both wrong.
Yep.
But we made a lot of people happy by being wrong.
Yep.
So it's good.
So that means we're tied.
Yep. All right, winning score.
Winning score? You get to go first. Or do we just want to do it separate again?
Yeah, I'll write it down.
Okay. The winning score. Yeah.
All right.
Okay, I got a number. Oh, all right.
I guess I should have made you say it first. I
That's
screwed
okay.
that up.
Nope. No. This was the number I had. I had 267.
I was thinking that, but I couldn't go that high.
There's been some strings, so I still feel like the score's out there. I mean, we've had a 300 every game today, so. Every game but game one, there's been 300. So.
All right, let's do one of my. We each get to pick 2 players we think will win.
Okay.
You go first. You pick one, then I'll pick one. So one like obvious one, and then maybe a sleeper.
Jacob Butch.
I'm going to go BV because I said it earlier.
Okay. He didn't fist pump it. And then, so we got to go with sleeper now?
Yeah.
I'm going to go with Skylar. Yeah. Right?
Dang it. Yeah.
Yep. Skylar.
All right, then I'll take Christine.
Okay, I like it. She's locked in. She's got a good 220 pace. She's just got to figure out a way to throw another strike in the middle there. I should have looked because Skylar went 9 spare, so. But there's a strike there. I picked him, so now he's lined up.
Leslie on here. She picked 268 and Jacob Hager, Jared Thompson. So I'm guessing Leslie's from Houston.
Okay. I like that number, that 267 number. I think that 260 number is.
Yeah, I went down just because we were so high on the last one.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. A little more money on the line today. And you're the king for several months now. It's not just for a couple days or a week. It's for
Yeah, the
months.
whole
So
year. Yeah.
this is you get to have that cape and scepter and crown for, quite a while.
Yeah, you're the king of the summer. Yeah, you're starting to see a little more of those ring 10 shots that were striking earlier. They're getting a little of that clipped shape.
Sheldon Monroe Ruiz, Jr.
He's still throwing that. He's still throwing that big ball from earlier.
Is that one of the new ones?
No, I don't think so.
And I can't tell. All the colors run together now, and
Oh, Christine with a shaker 7 pin there. Oh, he is.
Ooh. I'm not sure what's east of Venezuela, but he just hooked it back from there. It's the ocean, isn't it?
I think so.
Yeah. Wow.
That came back from no man's land.
I think if you would have asked anybody in the building at 40 feet if that ball was in the gutter or not, most people would have said yes. Wonder if that was intentional.
I don't.
We
think
haven't
so.
seen that
He looked a little
at
worried.
all.
He looked a little worried.
He should have been.
Got a few more lefties in the top 12.
So we got a little bit of time. Let's talk about that. So you're a lefty. What's your take on the lefty radio debate? Why? I mean, is there that many more good lefties now, or is it pattern, or what is it?
You know, it's hard because I get why. You know, when the left is good, there's fewer lane transition, and it's generally in an area where most lefties are comfortable, so you're going to strike a little more. But when the left is bad, it never develops for us to have a chance on the right.
Right, you can't build a groove.
Correct. So unless you're Jacob, and then you're just a freak of, you're able to do other things that lefties can't, or you have Simonelli moments where he's the only lefty in the top 60, or stuff like that. I mean, I get the argument. I still feel like the lefties when lefties bowl good, it's because it was easy. But if the lefties bowl bad, it's because they're bad bowlers. I get that all the time. When I bowl good, it's because I'm left-handed. But it's like the right's just as easy. I mean,
I agree. Yeah, I don't think I don't even think it's an issue myself. And the biggest thing that I see at tour stops is the lefties play together smarter.
right,
There's no question.
right.
When you'll see the guys talking to each other.
Yep.
And I can tell you the right side doesn't do that, and I can even tell you, I won't give you a name. We had a guy on our Nationals team last year. Of course, you want to, you go to USBCs, you play as a group, and, well, all of a sudden, frame 3 game when he's at fifth arrow.
Yeah.
What are you doing?
Yeah.
But you'll have a righty in every group that does that, and that just makes it worse. So I guess my take is the left side plays smarter together longer.
Yeah, they
At
play
events, and you do learn to break them down. I mean,
Yeah, right.
or just be smart.
Yep. Yeah, like I said, there's.
I hate sticking up for left-handers, but I'm just
yeah.
that's just the
You're
way
not,
it is.
You're not a member of the IHL?
No,
No.
I just like to watch good bowling. I don't care who it is, how you do it. Kick it down. Ooh, how about that?
Ooh.
Kick the lane, two-handed. I don't care. I mean,
you
even
strike,
that guy
you
that threw
strike.
the backwards bowler.
Yep.
Hey, whatever. He knocked down the pins. That's the name of the game.
Well,
Would I do that? No. Would I teach that? No. But hey, I don't care. Whatever works.
I think this is going to be. I think a lefty might win this one. The two lefties that are right here in front of us are fairly locked. I mean, Kirby got away with one, but he's fairly locked in.
But I've seen. Well, I remember a tournament in Wilmington, North Carolina, where Rhino Page won the tournament, and Ryan Simonelli was dead last.
Yep.
Well, okay, don't say the lefties are walled, because it wasn't true.
Right. Yeah, there's always going to be events like that where, I've bowled plenty of events that I didn't have the best of luck, and a lefty, the last Masters, the one that Jacob won in Vegas. I didn't have a very good look where the left was pretty good all week. I mean, it was just one of those things that, you're still going to have those matchup keys that
Or you hear stories when there wasn't a lefty in the top 24 on tour, but Earl Anthony whacked the field.
Yeah, you always heard a story.
And he was the only guy.
Where the left would start off super hard and he'd make the first cut. And then they'd bowl however many games, and he would move into like 23rd or 24th. And by after 24 games of match play, he was 300 pins ahead of everybody. That's just how good Earl was in a short period of time. If Earl had a full career, who knows?
Yep.
Because I think that's what people ignore when they talk about the greatest bowlers of all time is how fast Earl did what Earl did.
And Mark Roth, same thing.
Yep.
Wasn't 11 wins in one season or something?
Yeah,
ridiculous.
Well, and you look at some of the bowlers now that would have won more titles, because there was a lot of titles that Earl won where there was no TV stepladder, it was just total pinfall. I mean, if you think of anybody in this last generation, it's Chris Barnes. I mean, leading the Masters a couple of years and leading some of these pinfall tournaments when he was in that groove he was in, that, you know, he would have won 5 or 6 more titles if it was straight
And he didn't
pinfall.
bowl on tour like the first 10 years of his career.
Right, because he was making more money on the amateur tour, because that was when the big bucks were still financial. Well, they were still around. They're not even around anymore.
You think it's possible to bring him back?
I don't know. I feel like some of the tournaments out there, like the True Amateur Tournament, is they're trying, but I think
Many restrictions though.
There are too many restrictions, and they're digging into the handicap side, which I'm not a fan of.
I actually bowled the last high roller. There was the one and done deal, just single elimination.
Yeah.
I like that.
Yeah.
I don't like when they went to qualifying.
Right.
Because it's like we talked about this. Anybody can win this. Anybody can win the high roller.
Yep.
You know,
That
when it was one game.
That was the draw.
Right. I'm paying $1,000. I don't have to bowl 40 games against Pete Weber. I'll bowl one.
Right. Yeah.
I'll bowl one game against him, sure, but I don't have to bowl 40.
Yeah, that was the draw. You bought a pack of entries or whatever it was, and you won your match. If you're done, if not, you moved on. And it was pair to pair, and unfortunately, I wasn't able. I was in that age group where I think the high roller was one or maybe 2 more years after I went adult, so I never got the opportunity to bowl the high roller. And then, the mini kind of went with it, and then the tat's still around. But like you said, there's no way to define an amateur in bowling because we accept money at all levels.
There's no such thing.
So they put these restrictions in place, which some of them are unrealistic. I mean, some of them are, there's a lot of good amateur bowlers that have, I've never had a PBA card in my life, and I've won a regional. So I'm ineligible for 15 years or something like
Cherry
that.
Lanes, that's when you won?
Cherry Lanes against Pete Weber.
How about that?
Yep, beat Pete Weber.
My favorite bowling center in the country.
It's gorgeous.
Oh my gosh, beautiful.
The casino is gorgeous, but it's not very friendly.
My daughter just filled an application to be a counter person at Cherry Lanes.
Oh, okay, awesome. She going to school there?
Yep.
Okay.
All right, Jared, what's he got here?
Jared likes this every other lane thing. He's just he did that over there for 240. So said we got some 260 scores looking okay. So
it's a big first place prize day too. It's going to be well over 5,000 for the winner.
Yep, with the auction and everything.
With the auction
and everybody in this round minus everybody in this round cashes, or everybody but the last 2 cash, correct? Yeah, they're bowling for a lot of money.
So where else in the country can you go on a Thursday night and win $5 grand?
I don't know.
In 5 games.
I don't know a single place.
That's just crazy to think about it. And this is just the start of the weekend here in Texas.
Yep.
And you're going to see a bunch of right here on Bullstream TV all weekend long. Longview the next couple of days, then back here for the NDO Labor Day event. Of course, there's several events going on up in Dallas. There's a couple more events here in Houston over the weekend.
Il Demaro got that one into the lane really quick, and it definitely hooked off of the spot.
My guy, Brian Viator. Spare, double spare.
I should have took the lefty for the dark horse. How's my lefty doing? I gotta find him. Jacob can max for 257. He's got to pick up them spares.
2, 5, 10, just a 10.
Oh,
See, here's one of the things I don't like about the new bowling, right? So usually guys like Jacob, you can always find him because he's always running the concourse. Now you throw their ball, you sit down, so you can't find out where it's hard to.
Right.
People are sitting down in the crowd, you can't see where they're actually at. But most of the time, the guys are wandering around. They're up there. We can see where they're at. We can pay attention.
Yep.
No socializing anymore. I don't like that.
Right.
Bowling's a social game.
Yep.
You do that, right? You're wandering.
I'm a social. Yeah, I'm not a huge score watcher.
But you don't sit down usually between
No,
shots.
I stand up. I don't like. I feel like if I sit down, like that's the one thing that I didn't like about league. Like that's why I liked bowling the 3-person or 4-person leagues, because it was enough time where if you did sit down, you were up right away. Like
Right.
you never the 5-man team. I don't know how guys bowled 5-man team leagues for so long, because it just takes forever. Yeah, I'm a wanderer. I'm a talker. I'm a wanderer. I like to stay on my feet and stay. D Woods is not having fun this game.
No. That ball hooked and then hooked again. Come on.
Oh, house mouse.
Come on. You can't give him that.
He was begging for the 7-pin hit back here in the
He threw all 102 pounds at that one.
102. That was that two of
That'd
them?
be a nice, yeah.
Yeah, that might be 2 of them. He's tiny. Works at I think he still works at UPS. He probably moves packages that are heavier than him.
Your paycheck's heavier than him.
Yeah, no kidding.
Wow.
What's going on?
With authority. I don't know. Oh, I wonder if somebody fouled or not. I don't know. Just shut them off. The foul lines are irrelevant.
Yeah.
That quarter inch is not going to make a difference. That's an antiquated thing of the sport, unfortunately. Yeah, I mean, stay behind it, but if you miss by a quarter inch, I don't care.
Yeah, it's one of those things that people I've seen that argument. Like, does it really do anything? Like, what's the advantage of staying behind it?
0.
So do we eliminate it? Can we eliminate it?
Well,
Most places don't even turn.
yeah, I
around
say in the
anymore.
Midwest, you know as well as I do, most of them don't work anyway. So,
Right.
I mean, I'm not even, conditioned to even pay attention to it because, who actually checks, see if they're even on when you're bowling?
Well,
Nobody.
And the problem is if one's like going off by themselves, they shut them all off.
Right. I mean, unless you do it Josh Blanchard,
Oh,
yeah, that's a foul, but I don't care about the rest of them, honestly. I don't. Not a bit.
the Sports Center clip that will always be there.
Yeah. The meme. Wow. I don't know who that is, but he's pretty firm
Yep.
going after it. What's he got?
He's got 290 going.
Oh.
We picked the wrong lefty.
We didn't know his name.
Oh boy. Bill DeMaro's thrown 2 shots in that left lane.
I wonder how do you say "oh boy" in Spanish? Because could have been saying a lot for him.
Well, your girl Christine still got a chance. Strike 9 spare double. Let's see what this.
She's coming up on lane 7.
Yep.
Oh,
We black clouded her.
I didn't realize both my picks were in the same pair. That's how observant I was. That was not a good idea.
No, not at all.
It's my first time.
He finally gets a strike on the lane that he wanted one on, and then he misses on his good lane. When you're bowling for 5,000, you can't do that. You got to strike on your good lane. D Woods is still not having fun, but he's just picking up his spares. Another Wichita prodigy.
You can't throw a rosin bag in a bowling center without hitting a Wichita player. You can't. Tell you what, anywhere you go.
Yep.
Anywhere you go. Well, here we got Anita,
Yep.
we got Derek,
Yep.
and I know there's a few others we're missing, guaranteed.
Yep. I give so we have a couple Wichita grads now that work in the office. So we have Kevin Tabron, and then Daria Koval. I don't know how you say.
Oh, she working there now?
She's living in Grand Rapids now.
Oh, really?
She's doing
Good
some
for her.
she's doing some graphic stuff from part of her contract. She's doing some graphic stuff for us because that's what
Yeah.
she went to school for.
Okay.
And then we have Aaron Cook, he was on the national championship team with Sean and Kevin. So every time I give Kevin a crack that he's the third best Wichita State bowler in the building. Uh-oh. Jared's clapping.
I don't know what that was about. Clapping for Jacob.
Must have bought him in Calcutta, but he's not doing much, so.
279?
Oh, that's Cutler. Yeah, Jacob Cutler. I was thinking the
Hager.
other Jacob.
No, I was
yeah.
looking at Hager.
Or Hager, yeah. I was thinking the other Jacob. Fletcher.
Oh. No, yeah, Hager can shoot 279.
Yep, there's 270.
Yep, I think you're right in that.
That's what we figured. Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah. Jared's rooting for his opponent because he bought him in the auction. So right now,
270s.
yeah, 270. Right now he's going to be in the leader. He's going to be in the.
Who can catch him? We got possible 290.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah. So if with this shot right here, he is in the clubhouse and there's only one person that can catch him. So. That's a pretty good way to finish when you're ahead of everybody and
Yeah.
only one person can beat you, so you're guaranteed second place money. And the over one.
Yes.
She's closer to us. The lady in the chat was closer. Didn't she pick him?
Yeah, Hager and Thompson 268. Nice guess, Leslie.
Oh boy. Jared missed by a zip code there.
In his truck, probably, right? No,
Almost.
didn't.
It tried.
Yeah.
Christine steps up after the split. Let's see if she can recover here to.
All right, so here's our guy that can win right here on lane 6. Uh-oh, he's got some eyes. Trailer was 30 feet away and he backed off. So that's not a good sign.
Nope.
Yeah, you should be looking that way, not
Yep.
to your left.
Correct.
All right.
He's. Every shot has been right there. Ooh, Bobby Browder toe tapped it. You know it's a good shot. I always know if Doherty throws a really good one because he does that toe tap.
All right, Eldamaro, how much are you going to hook this one?
What did he do last time on this lane? He 7 counted. Ooh,
Yeah, 3, 6, 10.
he's going to get a handful. And Maldonado's limping into the finals, just trying to get cash. Eldamaro steps up. He's getting in there pretty deep. Let's just see how far he gets this one to the right. That's
Not as much.
Nope. Not as much and not as
Kind
soon.
of almost tried to spin that one a little bit.
Yeah. Trying to still throw that big ball, but get through the front. D Woods stepping up. Oh no, D Woods is already done.
Yeah, the only one to watch is right here.
Yep. Yeah, we got it.
And I'm actually disappointed in you, Mike. You don't know who that left-hander is.
No, I know he can't.
How do you not know a left-hander in the building?
Supposed to be on team lefty, I know.
Killing me. You had one job there, sitting to my right, is to know all these other players.
There's got to be some that hide under the radar. Well, this gentleman on lane 5 stepping in for 269.
I pulled out your regional win at Cherry Lanes. You should be able to figure out who the lefty is.
You're right. Now, if you knew the second regional win, that'd be more impressive. No.
You won too?
Yep, I beat Eugene.
Ooh.
Eugene, yep. Nope, I got 2 wins.
The most impressive thing I've ever seen in all, I can't tell you how many games of bowling I watched, was Eugene McCune in Hubbard, Ohio, against Jack Jurek in the finals. Eugene is lofting the right gutter cap at 25 miles an hour, the half board, and they both have the front 6 in the final match. And Jurek comes over to me and says, I can't win this. And he was right. He shot 268. Eugene shot 279. It was unbelievable.
There is 2 people in the world that might be better at playing straighter than Eugene. But
Liz Johnson.
Yeah, and maybe Norm.
Yeah, but not at that speed.
No, not that speed, no. But, just watching when Eugene broke the 8-game record for Cheetah.
I was shopping at Meyer in Midland, Michigan when it happened, watching it on my phone.
Yep.
I remember that.
I was in the pro shop, and he was just humming it. Yeah, Eugene, it's either straight and hard or it's left
But
and
he can hook the whole lane, too. That's what's impressive.
Well,
People don't realize that.
He skips 3 arrows.
Yeah.
It's either first arrow and right or it's 4th arrow and left.
Yeah, people just kind of pigeonhole him into just being hard and straight, but he can hook the entire lane. All right, here we go.
Needs a double.
Yep. Double for the win. All right, Cameron Grisham coming up on lane 5. Double to win. Simple as that. Jacob Hager's in the house at 279.
When's the last time you had to throw a double for about 5,000?
No, never.
Never? He's thinking. He's taking his time. Shots like this, you just have to it's got to be.
That's an interesting question. There's a lot of people that remember throwing a 10 frame for $5 grand.
Oh, no. That's close.
Yeah, he pulled it. Yeah, he pulled it.
Yep. So.
All right, now hang on for a second at least. Let's not give that away.
Yeah, because
Not an easy spare.
No, yeah, because
That sleeper back there is.
well, he count threw it
not
away
fun.
because there's already a 268 in for second.
Oh, jeez. Make this spare. Could be an expensive 10th frame.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, because if he doesn't make the spare, that's. Well, now the guy that 9 whiffed on the same pair with him, B, 9 whiff there. It's just every pin counts at this point.
Yep. When it's one game for that kind of money, you got to get every single thing. That's got a chance. Nice spare.
That's not the spare I want to shoot at
That's a
that
nice
moment.
spare. I will guarantee you talk to any tour player, if you tell them they have to shoot that to win a tournament, they will say no thanks.
Yep. That was the most the U.S. Open Belmont just won when he had to spare it to win.
Yeah.
Yep.
All right, 266. Looks like third.
Yep.
We got 79, 68, and 66, the top 3 scores that we can see.
And then it kind of just drops down. If now
Yeah.
then you're getting into like it drops 230s. Yeah,
It's like somebody just give up after 5 frames down there.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean.
After 4 spares, I'm done.
So we got a 240 possibility here, but yeah, I mean, it literally goes from 260 to 266 there, and a significant drop in score.
Well, we still got a couple shots left. I think we know who our winner is, and so thanks everybody for watching. We'll keep it going until we're all done anyway. But there's no like formal check and trophy announcement. Omar's camera shy. And live tomorrow night. I don't know, what time is it? Is it still Thursday? No,
Nope.
it's Friday. So later today, in I don't know, about 20 hours, live from Longview doubles. And we were talking, let's see, I think I might still have it up here. Some of the, let me find it again. Some of the players competing tomorrow, besides Mr. Dole.
Well, there's sold out field, so.
All right. Paul Fleming and Will Barnes. Will Barnes is usually both with Jeffrey Young. Jeffrey's not able to make it, so he picked up Paul Fleming. That's a nice replacement. Jared Thompson, Parker Capra.
Yep.
Eldamar Ruiz and Clint Johnson. Clint's won it before. Cole Copeland, Jacob Hager. They're defending champs, right?
No.
Or the second last year.
Kendall Martin and Blake Demore won
Yeah.
last year.
Yeah, so they were second. Ronnie Sparks, Christian Ascona. That's a solid team.
Yep.
Couple of guys from the south, Tyler Wright, Justin Bowie. Let's see, Pete Thomas making an appearance.
Simonson and Kevin Williams.
Simonson and Williams, Finley and Edgerton, they've always made some deep runs. That was loud. Greg Thompson, Ted Pritz. New team, very interesting there. Greg Thompson can play.
Yep.
Michael Hallam and Andrew Anderson. Anthony Lavery Spar and Dino Castillo. That's a new pairing, I believe. Mike Dole, Omar Arnett. Ray Lucier's coming out of retirement. And Timmy Kreitz. There's a good young team. Zeno Garcia, Eric Traylor. Stu Williams, Adam Pogge, AJ Johnson, and Chris Barnes. It's going to be tough to bet against them. Nathan and Maria. Viator can still get into 230s. That might be enough for what, fourth or fifth?
Look, right now he's going to lock himself into fifth.
Bryson Buttriff, Chapman, and Mitch Hoop. Pretty solid teams. Giorgio Clanaz, one of the newest regional winners, won here a couple weeks ago.
Yep.
With the lefty out of San Antonio, Luis De Leon. So some good, solid teams. Blind draw, double elimination. Show up, pull your pair, see what you got. Viator. All right. Gas money to drive those kids to other bowling tournaments.
So we had a 236 in the books, 9 and 10. So Viator can strike out to, I think it's a tie for fifth.
All
for
right.
Sure. But it could be third or fourth because there's a guy.
Oh,
F,
possible 240s over
yep,
there.
there's an F on his pair that's that could get to 240. So Brian really needs to get this one, at least tie the other 236.
No.
And 8. Missed that one a little bit.
Well, I don't know what's got to talk about, Mike. Thanks for sitting here. Appreciate it.
Anytime, sir. It was my pleasure. And like I said, if you're not bored of me and I'm not bowling tomorrow night at some point, I'll come and join you again.
Seats always open. There's always plenty to talk about. Hopefully we get some good matchups, some good matches to watch. Always fun pairings. And, of course, the food. So don't eat tomorrow because there's plenty to eat on Saturday.
The barbecue.
The barbecue. So one more 10th frame. Kirby Pitts is going to finish us off here with our coverage.
Kirby Pitts has a 234. That would if he gets all three of them, that ties BV.
Yeah. So an important 10th frame. A few dollars on the line here. All three. And he was looking at the scores, too.
Yep.
It's a pretty solid shot. So make sure you check out the Bowlstream TV Facebook page. Subscribe to the YouTube page. It's free. And we'll see you tomorrow night as Kirby takes us off the air. Thanks for watching. Thank you, Mike Dole.
Yes, sir.
We're back tomorrow.